Yeah.
Because Lehman and Lehigh wanted something that would blow him off his feet.
In Lehigh?
In Lehigh.
I think it takes more than a Smith song.
Yeah?
In Lehigh.
Actually, it's easy in Lehigh.
Boy, that's a good song. Ugh.
Because on this day, in 1986, the Smiths released the single Ask. As with most of the Smiths' singles,
Yeah.
it was not included on an original album. It can be found on compilations, The World Won't Listen and Louder Than Bombs, both from 87.
It's just so, it's musically great, and Morrissey's voice is so unique and sweet that I forget that he's an a-hole when I hear him singing.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Because he's just great. Man.
That's the problem we run into.
Ask. It's and it's like most Smith songs. It seems pretty sweet and upbeat right there, but there's something under it. Oh yeah. It's if we can't quite get it together one way, maybe the bomb will bring us together. Okay. Lovely. God, what a great song. I can't remember the last time I heard it either. I'm going to feel good all day just for having heard that Smith song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't think about Morrissey.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I can't. I just can't think about. I shield myself from reeling much Morrissey news.
Yeah.
I don't seek it out. If somebody starts to talk about, I just say, I don't want to hear it because I don't.
Exactly.
I just want to hear him sing songs. That's all.
Well, and, we got more Danny Elfman news this morning.
Oh, did we? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, overnight.
What?
Hollywood Reporter, another woman has come forward.
Oh, boy.
Making accusations. And I just, I thought about clicking on the story. I started to, and then I went, nope. Nope,
I got really off Danny Elfman when I saw a recent picture of him. And I just went, oh, my. You seen what Danny Elfman looks like these days, Nick?
I just pulled him up. Yeah,
With his muscle-bound kind of...
He looks kind of like a dehydrated lizard.
Oh.
Kind of sort of like...
Now, everybody says that those are fake pecs, and they're not.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
I don't even see the pecs.
I think it was Esquire magazine. I can't remember. Had a whole article about his regimen that he's been going through and what he does.
Yeah, he's all pumped up. You may be not looking at the right picture, Nick.
Yeah, I see the pecs.
Yeah.
I see the plastic in the pecs.
The plastic? You think they're plastic?
Let me see if I
Terry
can...
just said no, they're not.
Well,
according
that's what the article was saying. He's got this wild workout regimen.
refuse to accept that those are real.
Wait a second.
Yeah? Come on. Really?
It's pretty hard.
Yeah,
to think
right?
that is real, but
Well, I was told the same thing about Joel McHale's pecs. I was calling them fake, and everybody said, no, they're real.
those.
who is it that who had? Oh, I remember our old friend Lee. He had calf implants.
Calf implants.
Because his legs were too skinny. Yeah.
Now, I could use those.
I need to find out where Lee is.
Where is Lee?
I don't know. He just dropped off the face of the earth.
I always liked him.
I really like Lee a lot. He used to come to my house fairly often because my wife, the graphic designer, did all kinds of design stuff for him for the clubs and stuff that he ran. Anyway,
He always gave me gigs. So
anybody out there know where Lee is? Let us know.
yeah.
His last name will not be used.
No. Here's a texter with a helpful hint.
Yeah.
When you're listening to the Smiths, think of Johnny Marr instead of Morrissey.
True. I mean, he's really Johnny Marr is really mostly the musical genius behind the Smiths.
The glue.
And he he writes stuff for Morrissey to sing, and Morrissey writes a lot of the lyrics too. But
I mean, there's always that guy. I mean, I think of Ray Manzarek of The Doors more than I think of Jim Morrison. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from, but Jim Morrison was such a force, you can't.
Which is true.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm completely dismissing
That's
him.
why Ray Manzarek and the other Robbie Krieg or whatever his name was, that's why they put up with him, because he was Jim Morrison.
The electricity.
Yep.
The charisma.
Yep. And he was actually he was actually very shy, apparently.
There you go.
There, some
Ooh,
Doors
okay.
on vinyl. Which
Some
one
Doors
is that?
vinyl. It's just the greatest hits album.
Compilation.
There you go.
Yeah. And he was damn good looking.
Yeah.
And except at the end of his life, he got ridiculously fat.
He was a part of the 27 Club, right? Jim Morrison?
I think so, yeah. He was not very old, that's for sure.
Oh,
There's your Ray Manzarek.
yes.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
Yep.
This is some nice
And,
vinyl.
and Robbie Krieger was he a bass player or the drummer?
Was Krieger the keyboard?
No,
Oh,
that's
no,
Manzarek.
That's Manzarek.
Yeah.
Krieger was guitar, yes.
My wife hates the Doors.
Really?
I'm not sure why.
I don't have that different of a sound, I think. But
And do you know where Jim Morrison is buried?
I don't, actually.
He's in the Père Lachaise Cemetery in France, in Paris, France, which is where he died. In
Right.
France.
Is there any other attachment to that outside of that incident?
That cemetery?
Yeah.
There are all kinds of famous poets and and writers buried there.
Yeah.
And who was it that just had their ashes scattered? I just talked about it on the air. That had their
Someone had their ashes
somebody
scattered there?
recently died and they had their ashes scattered on Jim Morrison's grave.
On his grave.
Yeah.
A celebrity?
Or yeah.
Well, I do know that cemetery was featured recently in the Daryl Dixon Goes to France Walking Dead series.
Was it?
Yeah. Because he stood in front of it.
Does he have to fight Jim Morrison?
Now that would have been cool.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Zombie Jim Morrison.
If Zombie Jim Morrison
Yeah.
would have come up, and I was yelling, at the TV when it was happening.
Hey, where's Gina?
Oh, I don't know.
Actually, I am assuming she made it to Denver okay.
Haven't heard any differently, so
Yeah, no word from the Highway Patrol, so we assume she got there in due time before dark. She had to get there before dark because she's afraid of the zombies.
Is she?
They only come out at night.
no, that's
Oh wait, that's vampires. Yeah, never mind.
the man eater.
Yeah, well that's true. All right. Shall we officially begin the show?
Well, let's
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina
Nick.
on X96, Radio from Hell.
Thank you.
All right. We will take a break here, and then we'll come back and officially begin the thing. You can check in with us if you like. 877-602-9696 is the number. 877-602-9696. Check in with us. We like to hear from you in the morning. You can text us as well, 33986. Do it now.
all right. Live at the Eccles.
Live at the Eccles doesn't mean it has to be at the Eccles.
Oh, really?
Live at the Eccles. This is a show at the Rose Wagner from the folks at Live at the Eccles, and you get tickets, liveeccles.com. This is at Rose Wagner. God is a Scottish drag queen. That's right. I mean, God is a Scottish drag queen in this show. This is the creation of a Canadian comedian named Mike Delamont. And he's received lots of great reviews for this one. 18 Best of Fest awards at comedy and fringe festivals around the world. So they say it's a kind of a cross between Dame Edna Everage and Billy Connolly.
I'll take it.
And one reviewer said, "I laughed so hard I cried at certain times."
Oh.
God is a Scottish drag queen coming down to set the record straight on a few of mankind's most asked questions, like everything from Noah's Ark to Star Wars.
Oh, good.
So this is at the Rose Wagner Theater. It is, I believe, one night only, October 29th. Info you can get your tickets at liveeccles.com.
X96 and
So I came across this. I want to know what you guys think about it.
What's that?
Okay.
A father has come under fire for lying to his family and booking a hotel room for himself every few months and saying he's, quote, on a business trip. Now, you are never going to guess what he's doing every few months in a hotel room.
Well, if we're never going to guess, why don't you tell us?
It's not having an affair, which is probably what you would.
You would think,
Yeah.
The man who's been with his wife for 12 years could not keep the secret any longer. This is something that popped up on Reddit.
Okay.
He confessed that his daughter, who's 4 years old,
Okay.
has a peanut allergy that has, quote, ruined his life
Oh, this is nonsense.
because he loves
Nonsense.
nuts,
So
particularly.
he goes and hides out to eat nuts.
So he books a hotel room
Oh, bull.
Love it.
for a night or two and tells his family he's going on a business trip and gorges on peanuts
I don't
and
believe
Reese's and Snickers.
I don't believe this for a second.
Liar!
He's a right way from home enough that he goes to work or whatever. Have a candy bar on the way to work. Have a bag of peanuts on the way to work. You don't have to.
If somebody has a deadly peanut allergy, you can't do any. He said so much so he goes away for a couple of days and eats whatever he wants. And then before he comes home, he brushes his teeth several times, puts the clothes I'm wearing in a bag,
Oh.
pull out fresh clothes that I've kept sealed in a plastic bag. The clothes I was wearing go straight home in the washer with bleach.
I don't believe many aspects of this story. The other aspect I don't believe is if that is absolutely true, it would have been. He could have easily said to his wife, "You know what? I love peanuts and stuff so much, and I just don't want to. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check into a hotel every once in a while and eat."
Don't you
nuts."
think your wife would say, that's crazy?
No.
You're going to spend the money to go stay in a hotel
No.
to eat peanuts
No,
every couple
I don't
of
think
months?
so. I think my wife would say, "Well, if you really need
You
to
really
do
need
that,
to do that.
okay."
Or he's saying that it's the nut allergy.
Yeah,
But it
And
isn't
he's
a
really having an affair.
it's one of the two. I mean,
Liar!
as a matter of fact, I think he's having an affair.
You think he's having an affair? And
Yeah.
lying about
He's using the
Yeah.
peanut
Yeah.
allergy as an excuse.
I mean, his daughter is a pawn into his immoral behavior.
I mean, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but if one of my kids was allergic to them,
You would check yourself into a hotel and eat Reese's
would.
peanut butter cups.
you would.
I wouldn't specifically go for that, but if I had an opportunity to be out of town for a couple of days, I would use that opportunity.
I can tell you would have a car dedicated to kids. Don't ride in this car. This is mommy's car.
This is the peanut.
I'm gonna go eat.
This is the
peanut butter cups in the
allergy
car. Yeah.
I don't know enough about the whole peanut allergy thing. Would he be able to have like a Snickers bar at work and come home?
Probably.
Well, there are people that have such a deadly peanut
I guess it
allergy
depends. Yeah.
that even if you're semi-adjacent to it,
I think you could have a Snickers bar at work.
Hmm.
Brush your teeth.
Because as we all know, Snickers packed with peanuts.
That's right.
Yes.
Now you wouldn't want to have a payday, probably, or a pecan or a salted nut roll.
Mm.
Yeah,
it's
I
all
want one.
about it.
I want one now.
a salted nut roll.
Yes.
What's the difference between a salted nut roll and a payday?
Salted nut roll is a little more rounder. Because I
That's
remember
about it, right?
we used to buy them. Dad would bring one home when we were kids, and he'd slice
it up, yeah.
Oh,
slice it up so we could have it.
They're quite good,
Yes,
but that really is the only difference, just the shape.
I think so because the payday is in like a flat, well, not flat, but a candy bar shape.
Yeah.
is
you
there
know.
chocolate in a payday?
No,
No.
No.
It's just the
It's nougat and
nougat
I've never
with
had one.
peanuts
salted peanuts.
Oh, check ourselves into a hotel and
and have.
have.
The three of us. Let's the three of us
Let's
do
just
that.
go eat.
Let's go eat salted nut rolls for a weekend.
But if you were checking yourself into a hotel to eat something secretly, what would it be?
Huh.
I'd have to check into a hotel next to a movie theater and get movie theater popcorn and,
And you eat that.
and take off all my clothes and just lie there and go.
Six.
All right, it's 6:20. Let's get this over with.
All right, we got a couple of people on the line who want to check in with us at 877-602-9696, but I think there's a line open. You can also text us, 33986. Just quickly, we were talking about the Père Lachaise Cemetery in France. It is 110 acres, And here, I said there were famous people buried there, and they call it a necropolis. It's not just a cemetery; it's a necropolis.
That's awesome.
It's here are the people, some of the people, notable people buried there: Frédéric Chopin, Edith Piaf, Marcel Proust, Marcel Marceau, Olivia de Havilland, Sarah Bernhardt, Oscar Wilde, Gertrude Stein, Jim Morrison. Bizet is buried there. It goes on and on and on and on.
Jeez.
Man, so it's a pretty cool, pretty interesting place. All right, let's get it over with then. Do we have a sponsor, Nick?
Yes, save big now at Big O Tires changing. Let's say that over again. Save big now at Big O Tires, changing seasons, changing tires sale this month, and get up to $140 in rebate savings. Make a convenient appointment online at BigOTires.com.
The moon is waxing toward fullness. It's 32.3% of full, a crescent moon. The moon will rise today at 2:09 p.m., today being Friday. It's the 20th day of October in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2023. It's National Mammography Day.
Oh.
And this is, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
And so just they have a day just to remind you here at the latter part of the month. Get your...
The White House is lit up pink.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Early detection means early treatment and difference between life and death. It's National Brandied Fruit Day.
Well.
In the 19th century, brandied fruit became popular around the world. There were no refrigerators, and fruit easily decomposed, so if you had brandy, it preserves the fruit. Apples, grapes, cherries, and they're delicious.
We could talk to Jimmy about that today.
Yeah. And they'll also get you good and drunk. Mm-hmm. And it's yesterday was International Shakeout Day. And it's just to, be aware of earthquake stuff. And there's a reason I mentioned it again today, and I'll tell you about it coming up.
All right.
There is a radio show that never goes out. Which one? Ask me, and I will answer. It's the show that you're listening to right now. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. That's us. Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi is absent. Filling in for Gina is Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal. And we have our wonderful producer, Katie Solo, Katie for short, has joined us, is with us every morning, I think. I never see her because she's behind me.
She's right there.
And Dawson, I believe,
Dawson's
is here
right there,
helping
yeah.
out today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's go to
Let's
check-ins.
get to our check-ins. Brittany is here.
Brittany, where are you calling from, Brittany?
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm probably somewhere in Spanish Fork. I'm on my way back to California.
Uh-oh.
And I'll tell you, every time I come back to Salt Lake, there's always something that shows me just how Utah is.
Mm-hmm.
And this trip, nothing showed up. Usually it's where's the wine in the grocery store. But this time I was gifted. Driving through Utah County, I saw a billboard that said, help your daughter find love.
Oh.
And it was kind of some sort of matchmaking something.
That's
Okay.
disturbing.
That is odd.
Just how Utah can be. It always shows you.
Well, as you drive past Mona on your way back to California, be sure to wave. Mm-hmm. Wave hi to Mona.
Will do. Will do.
And where do you go in California?
So I'm in the Central Valley, Bakersfield. Not a huge fan, but I'm moving to Oregon.
Oh,
well, that's
much
good.
better.
Yeah,
Much-
Bakersfield. Meh.
I'll be back to the green.
Okay.
Yeah, not so much.
All right.
All right.
Be careful.
All right, thanks
careful.
for letting me listen.
Thanks, Brittany.
Careful on the road.
Yep, bye-bye. Ranger Kate is here.
It says here that she's in Parowan, but I'm guessing it's Parowan.
Parowan?
Oh, yeah, Parowan.
Yeah. What's up? Why are you in Parowan?
This morning my son is competing in the state mountain bike race championship for high school.
Cool.
So I'm coming down here to watch him and cheer him on.
That sounds like fun.
And then it's on
actually.
to fall break.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Sounds like fun. So after the race, are you going to do something to celebrate? And
It depends on, we're hoping that he'll podium, and then he'll probably be off celebrating with his dad, and I will go be celebrating with my ex-in-laws.
I see. It's that kind of a relationship. You
Yeah.
you get along with the in-laws. The ex-in-laws, okay, not so much with their son.
I love my in-laws. They're just fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes, we get along fabulously.
All
right.
Well, good luck to your son. What's your son's name?
Dylan.
Congratulations. Tell him he will podium. We're sure of it.
He will.
He will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're sure of it. All right. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you. Dawn is here.
Uh-oh. Hey, Dawn, how's it going in West Valley?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah?
He's in our thoughts and prayers.
Who?
Anyway.
Who? Kate's son?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. So I just wanted to call in and say hi.
Hi.
I'm sorry for my crackling phone. It just got paid off, so I'm thinking I'll probably get a new one.
Just in time.
What?
I don't know why my phone is the only phone in the whole planet that calls into your station that crackles, and I don't know why.
What sort of a phone is it, Dawn? Does it have a dial on it?
It's dial up.
It's his princess phone.
Yeah.
No, it's an iPhone. It's an iPhone 8.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's an $800 free phone.
Oh,
I got you.
Funny how that
It's
works.
a free phone, but it cost me $800.
Yeah. Well,
It's a terrible day.
get a new phone, Dawn, for sure.
You
All
need
right.
something reliable, like a jitterbug.
Yeah.
That one phone that lets you call, what is it, your home number and 911, and that's it.
And
That's
it's
it.
got,
Yeah,
for the old
that's
people,
it,
it's got
yeah.
these like 5 big numbers on it.
Big
Yeah.
numbers. I need the big numbers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was also going to say, long time listener, last time caller. Psych.
Oh, all right.
You wish.
All right, Dawn, enough of this comedy.
All right,
we're
Dawn.
going to let you go, Dawn. Before I'm going to split my side laughing.
You're running circles around me.
See you later. Bye.
Bye, Dawn.
Dawn's got,
Yeah.
he's a unique guy.
I love it.
Jacob checking in. Love your show. Gina gone again. When did she go part-time? When she had kids. That's when she went part-time.
Yep.
Dank the Donut Delivery Dude checking in. It's Friday, y'all.
Thanks for that.
Well, here's a statement. Jim Morrison is Justin Bieber without the talent. There's so much wrong in that
What?
sentence.
Without
A lot wrong there.
I mean,
You can't even equate them.
no,
Other
I'm-
than they both sing. That's it.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know.
That's about it.
Not even close. Let's see. Andrew from Sandy checking in. Awkward moment to hear the terrible news of Danny Elfman when I just watched Doctor Strange and the Multiverses of Madness as part of my Halloween season movie marathon. He did the music for it. That's why. And he's fine. He's just fine. Let's see. Love your show. On my way to work to load bags into the jets for Delta. Friendly tip, take batteries out of vibrating objects in your bags.
yeah, probably a good idea.
If the bag vibrates, we remove the whole bag, even if it's just your toothbrush. You'll make the flight, but your bag will not. Johnny B checking in. Unfortunately, I will not be able to join in with the day drinking when Jimmy does his spot today. With an extra clinic shift today, the people coming back in for back and joint injections would probably appreciate it if I were sober. Lunch lady Kate checking in. Pancakes and bacon for lunch today. Breakfast for lunch.
I love that. I love breakfast for lunch.
Now I'm craving pancakes. Candace, the reluctant farmer, checking in, leaving the farm to visit the big city. Going to dote on my sister who just had surgery.
Is there a name for breakfast at lunch? Is it blunch? Would you call it blunch?
I'd stick with that. Yeah.
I'm going to have blunch. Breakfast at lunch. Yeah, works.
We need a studio griddle.
A studio griddle.
We used to have a little tiny crock pot that we kept little Polskas and little Smokies in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
We had an intern that he was the
Oh.
in charge of the.
It went with him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Crock pots are so expensive. I don't know how you could swing another one.
No.
I know, right? Not with our budget.
$10.
Crash northbound Bangor near 1800 South is causing some right lane closures over there, but all in all, I am seeing no other incidents across the valley. That's not going to stop you from telling me how traffic is out there, though. If you see something and can safely do so, if you see something and can safely do so, say something. Yeah, those words make sense. 33986 is where you can do that. It's all brought to you by Visit Your Utah Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song with Big Boy News and Opinnuendo. And in the same break, Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. Our Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain that and how you can win a prize coming up. RenaissanceRanch.com.
Yes, Renaissance Ranch is an addiction treatment center. It's It's family owned. I've met the family who runs it, and they're very committed to helping people who are struggling with addictions to alcohol and drugs. It's very difficult for people to reach out for help, but Renaissance Ranch is there, and they're very understanding. Their program is designed for men patients specifically, and it combines evidence-based clinical research with judgment-free, faith-based healing approach. Judgment-free, whatever. They don't care what higher power you would like to put yourself in the hands of, but it's just important to do that. They offer residential and outpatient services. They're staffed by recovering addicts who have great empathy because they know what's going on with it. So help is out there. Schedule a free consultation and read compelling success stories at RenaissanceRanch.com. That's RenaissanceRanch.com. They do accept most private insurance. Explain what this is.
Our yearly Deadpool. Yes, we get hate mail for this. But
We're horrible people.
yeah, because only horrible people would play this kind of game.
Oh, people have played this for years. They used to call it the Ghoul Pool.
Yeah.
In the office.
There's even a website for it. So.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
These are our predictions of what celebrities will die in the year 2023, and we make a game out of it.
The game comes with a point system, and then using
Explain
the age 100 as your cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone dies at the age of 90, that's 10 points.
Right.
80, 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play a conservative game and pick people in their 90s and hope at the end of the year that you've got 10 points.
So we each picked 10 celebrities. Last year, Katie came in dead last.
Yep.
So let's have her read her list first.
Now, first of all, have you all submitted to Frank Chris,
Yes.
who is the Celebrity Grim Reaper?
Yeah.
I just barely submitted my list just this moment.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So the first one I've got is always Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay.
I'm still convinced he's gonna get assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
he's 26. Don't get mad at me, but Michael J. Fox is still on my list as
Oh,
well.
boo!
I know.
Katie.
You're gonna hate the next two as well.
Oh, no.
I've got Ozzy Osbourne and Mel Brooks.
Katie.
Now,
I know, I'm
but
sorry.
again, Gina, these are not people you want to die.
Yeah, but that's what my list.
Well, that's
is.
what your list is.
Well,
What her
yeah.
list is
I
she's-
have a couple of hopes on here,
All
but
right.
mainly
because on my list I have nobody that I want to die.
Oh,
I don't want anyone to
I don't
die.
want anybody
you know?
to die, but I also don't get mad at me on this one. Alan Alda from
No,
MASH.
Katie!
Wow, you're harsh.
I know.
She's just
I'm
trying
really
to
mean.
win.
Here's some hopes for you, at least. Mitch McConnell and Dick Cheney.
Okay.
At least those are higher.
Yeah, both too evil, I think. But
I also think Andy Dick's gonna
Oh,
crash
that's a good
this year.
choice. That's a good
He's
choice.
57 and he is struggle busting.
Yeah.
He's been on people's list before, I think.
Yes. Yeah. In this year, he's going to prison and things like
no, I
that.
mean, this is a
so-
good choice because he's a young age, and
He's
all
57.
it
yeah.
would take is one
Yeah.
of those to win the Ghoul Pool at the end, the Deadpool.
Yoko Ono.
Mm.
She's 90.
Is she really?
Yeah. And then please, I don't want this one more than anything, and I know I'm a jerk for putting it, but Tim Curry.
Oh.
I had him on my list for a while.
He
but-
was on my list one time too.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's still in the wheelchair. He's really avoided the public, so I love him
It's
dearly,
like when you
but I don't
when
want
you go
it.
to Comic Cons that he's appearing at, you know usually they have a table where you can go up and meet him and get things signed. They don't have that.
Nope, not anymore.
He has people, and they take the stuff to his hotel room and he signs it.
and he doesn't come out for photos anymore and things like that. So
All right.
that's my list.
Let's see, who came in next? Was it you, Carrie?
Was it me?
Yes.
I think it
Okay.
was, yeah.
So here's my list. As always, for Steph, Phil Collins.
Right.
It just goes without saying every year, Phil Collins. Tony Bennett.
Okay.
Harry Belafonte.
Wait,
Is he still alive?
I think he went. Check.
Let me look.
Double check it. I
pretty sure he died.
I looked up yesterday and he was still current, but double check that. Here's a real obscure one. Ed Ames.
Oh, from
He was on Daniel Boone.
he threw an axe on Johnny Carson.
Oh,
Yes.
And Harry Belafonte is still alive.
Still
All
with
right,
us.
okay.
Okay. Doc Severinsen, the
Okay.
former leader of the Tonight Show Orchestra.
Okay.
June Lockhart. As you can tell, I'm playing a very conservative
you
game
are.
this year because
I didn't know she was still around.
the lead singer from Smash Mouth screwed me up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was going to go.
I love June Lockhart.
I like it. I like her daughter. Anne. Angie Dickinson.
Okay.
Okay. Pepper.
James Earl Jones.
Oh, no.
I know. Again, I don't want any, well, except Phil Collins. I don't want any of these people to. This one really cuts to the quick. Valerie Perrine.
I know why you picked her.
Miss Tessmacher.
She just the other day, sad.
Mm-hmm.
She tweeted out she's really ill, and she's trying to sell the clothes that she wore
In Superman.
Superman to
wow.
raise money. And the picture of her is her in bed, holding up the dress that she wore
sad.
as Miss Tessmacher.
Yep.
Oh, sad.
And then finally, Tina Louise. Ginger from Gilligan's Island. She's the last one alive.
Okay.
So that's why I'm picking her. All right.
Now, you notice I haven't booed any of yours because it's just a game. Okay, here's my list. I think I was next.
Mm-hmm.
This one was on my list last year, too. David Allen Coe.
Yes. Good choice.
He's 83 this year, I think. New on my list this year, Dick Cavett.
Dick Cavett.
Yeah.
Oh.
New on my list again, I believe, Bruce Dern.
Good choice. I looked at him.
Next,
You considered
I
Bruce
considered Bruce Dern.
Julie Andrews.
Also a good choice.
Oh.
I don't know, though. She's still in pretty good shape.
He's 87.
Yeah.
Now, this one, I could really clean up with this one.
Yeah.
Al Roker.
Yeah, see, that
Oh,
I considered
yeah.
Al Roker.
Mm-hmm. Next, John Biner. I don't know why
Wow.
I picked
Out
John
of
Biner.
nowhere, John Biner.
John Biner, but there he is. He's 84. Next, Dame Edna Everage.
Oh,
Dame
Edna?
Barry Humphries. Also,
Oh, yeah. So is it Dame Ed?
It's the
Okay.
same person.
Okay.
88 years old. Next, Martin Sheen.
Oh, I think he's all right.
He's 82.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, Shelley Duvall.
Oh, man.
She just has a movie out now. She's
73.
Yeah.
And then from last year, also on my list, Phil Donahue.
Phil Donahue. All right. Gina?
I won last year
Mhm.
with Kirstie Alley.
Yes, you did. That was a great pick.
And I try to pick people that I won't be sad if they go.
Like
Sorry.
Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly my list is that. So number one, Steve Bannon. He just, there's not
Well, he is
something
going to
right
jail.
there.
You know,
Speaking of jail, Ghislaine Maxwell.
that's a good choice.
Jail. Glenn Beck.
Also,
Okay.
well, I don't know.
Not going to happen.
It might. Gordon Lightfoot.
Everyone's asking for Gordon Lightfoot.
What do you got against Gordon Lightfoot?
Well, he's not. I mean, he's just he's a good choice because he's old.
If you could read my mind, Bill, you'd know why I hate Gordon Lightfoot.
Now I don't want him to go, but John Cleese.
John Cleese. He's on tour right now for the See Him Before He's Dead tour.
Yeah.
Is what it's called.
See?
It's not a joke.
I do love him.
Kevin Sorbo,
Okay.
Oh, that's a
Who's-
want.
who's
Yeah.
not ill or anything.
I know a lot
but
of people that would
He's
appreciate
sick in
that
the
one.
head.
Yeah, you're throwing that vote away. there.
Mhm.
Van Morrison,
Good choice.
Harvey Weinstein,
Mm.
Also a good choice.
Rupert Murdoch,
Mm-hmm. That's a wish list.
and new this year on my list, replacing Kirstie Alley, Faye Dunaway.
Faye Dunaway. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. There it is. I think Frank Christ has approved and accepted all of our lists.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
think
he
we had
has.
any overlapping.
No.
No overlapping. I had a couple in reserve.
I was
just in
surprised
case.
that somebody
I
didn't
did too.
get Al Roker. Like
Well, and I was going to do Alex Jones, but I thought Carrie had Alex
I
Jones.
did last year, but I took him off. I had Paul Dooley that I did not put down. I had Hal Linden and Peter Marshall, whom I did not put down. I even had Shatner, whom I did not put down.
I took off Emperor Palpatine of mine.
U2 released their debut studio album, Boy. The boy on the cover, Peter Rowan, is now 49 years old.
Well, they grow up, you know.
Yeah. All right. It is 6:40. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Right after this, it's Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. Our Dead Celebrity Game. We're going to give you 4 celebrity names. 3 of them are fine. 1 of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly, and you will win what?
Disney on Ice tickets.
Disney on Ice tickets. You want to win those?
Yeah.
877-602-9696. Members of your family want you to win those. So the sooner you call in, the better your chance of playing the game. And that means pretty sure you're going to win.
Yeah.
But 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play Frank Christ Presents. Big Boy News brought to you by.
Become a nurse in just 32 months at Nightingale College, blending online classes with on-ground supervised field experience, virtual college, actual nursing. Start your nursing journey at nightingale.edu and now accepting enrollments for spring semester.
Well, I want to start the news with a big thank you to Alan Gibson and Rebecca Dopp. We're back on the mailing list, and please let it continue for the Times News newspaper. This is serving East Juab County.
Okay.
A nice place to live.
A nice place to
Yes, and just one little item from the police beat here. Let's see, it says animal complaint. This was, by the way, put together by Sheriff Doug Anderson, the Juab County Sheriff.
Okay.
It says, animal complaint. Juab County deputies responded to a call about a horse stuck in a fence in the Mona area near Barnes Bullets. Doesn't, that's all.
At the by Barnes Bullet?
It doesn't, yeah, Barnes Bullets. One other quick
The horse
item.
was stuck, does it say?
It just doesn't say
Like
what
that
happened after
never-ending
that.
story movie?
Here's another one, just quickly from this is from Nephi. Officers were dispatched to pick up a stray dog that was contained at a complainant's residence. Officers met with the complainant and then transported the dog to the shelter. Hello, Oak, whatever that means.
Okay.
All right. Carrie, I couldn't resist. I had to look the story up. A second woman has come forward with sexual abuse allegations against Oscar-nominated Grammy-winning composer Danny Elfman. In documents filed Thursday in Los Angeles Superior Court, the accuser, a 47-year-old woman in Maryland, going by Jane Doe XX, is alleging that Elfman sexually abused her from 1997 to 2002. She's suing Elfman and his company, Musica de la Muerta, for sexual assault, gender violence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and negligence. When asked for a comment, a spokesman for Danny Elfman stated, "The allegations of misconduct made against Mr. Elfman are baseless and absurd. His legal team is assessing all options, and he will vigorously defend the claims in court." According to the complainant, the plaintiff met Mr. Elfman at a party in April of '97 when she was 21 years old at the New York Film Academy, and Elfman was 47. He began inviting her to industry events, asking her opinion on films and music, and treating her as a consultant and a protege. And then the abuse began, and it goes into detail what it was, and I won't do that. But this is the second. This is the second time woman who's come forward with accusations of Danny Elfman. He's expected to appear at the Hollywood Bowl on October 27th, 28th, and 29th as part of Disney's Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas in concert, with performers including Halsey, Catherine O'Hara, and Fred Armisen. The United States has, the State Department, rather, is advising Americans to exercise increased caution while traveling overseas. The World Caution Advisory was issued nearly 2 weeks after Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel, where more than 1,000 people were killed and nearly 200 taken hostage. Israel has retaliated, with the country saying it's been targeting Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Tensions across the region once again appeared to increase after a blast went off at a hospital in Gaza this week. Hamas has blamed Israel for the incident, which it claimed killed hundreds. Israel Defense Forces publicly provided evidence that says it shows that the blast came from a failed rocket from inside Gaza, and it contends that the deadly incident happened because of the misfired rocket from Hamas, or the Hamas allied group.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City legal homeless camp. Remember talking about that?
Yeah.
It's been dealt a setback. The planned sanctioned homeless camp met a major hurdle Thursday after... Wait, this is it says Salt Lake's legal homeless camp faces setback as state shoots down bids from potential service providers. But then the first sentence says, Salt Lake City's planned sanctioned homeless camp met a major hurdle Thursday. I guess it met the hurdle but did not
Did not clear the
didn't
hurdle?
clear it, I guess is what they're trying
That's
to say.
bad writing.
Yeah, after state officials canceled a request for bids from potential service providers without selecting a winner, marking a setback in the city's ambitious plans to set up a site and get it running by winter. Utah's cancellation of bidding will delay the selection of who will operate the temporary shelter site. The scope of work and other requirements contained in the solicitation documents were not met by any person, and no responses met the minimum technical threshold, the cancellation notice said. This service will be resolicited in the near future. City officials announced in August that they were pursuing setting up a sanctioned camp that would serve unsheltered Utahns. In the coldest months, Mayor Mendenhall at the time said her goal was to get a location operational by the time other winter shelter beds came online. Those beds are beginning to open now. Sarah Nielsen, spokesman for the State Office of Homeless Services, said a new request for bids should be issued by the end of the month. I don't see they're not being specific in this story about what the exact objections the state had were and who those service providers were. But I'll look into it a little bit more and we'll figure it out.
Well, something needs to get set up soon because from all reports, we're going to be in for a very rough winter.
A 30-year-old woman is in critical condition after being pushed in front of a moving subway train in Manhattan on Wednesday. The man who police say pushed the woman, identified as 39-year-old Sabir Jones. The New York Times reported Mr. Jones was arrested in Newark, New Jersey, after being recognized by another citizen at the Newark Penn Station. It's unclear what charges he will face. Police said the woman was randomly shoved into the train when she was on her way to work at around noon at the 5th Avenue and 53rd Street station. Here, the Justice Department has secured a $9 million settlement with Ameris Bank over allegations that it avoided underwriting mortgages in predominantly black and Latino communities in Jacksonville, Florida, and discouraged people there from getting home loans. The bank denied violating fair lending laws and said it wanted to avoid litigation by agreeing to the deal, which does not include civil monetary penalties. So they're not admitting to redlining, but they're going to pay $9 million in a settlement. So that means they probably were redlining.
To the government or to those individuals?
I think the money. I don't know what they will do with the money.
But we can't teach critical race theory.
No.
Because there is no institutional racism.
No.
It just makes white kids feel bad.
It's not exactly play ball just yet, but things are getting a little closer as ground was broken Thursday on a new stadium for baseball in Daybreak for the Salt Lake Bees, along with the stadium, which will seat 7,500 fans. The land situated on undeveloped property at the corner of Mountain View Corridor and South Jordan Parkway will include a 200-acre entertainment plaza with megaplex theaters and apartment units. The Larry H. Miller Company also announced that America First Credit Union will be the naming rights partner for the privately funded ballpark. 2 Utah schools were named among the best in the entire country. Over 350 schools recognized as the highest performing schools in the United States and awarded Blue Ribbon recognition, including 2 in Utah. One of them is Wasatch Elementary School, and the principal, Adrienne Kumik, said, "We have had such a good collaboration with our teachers and our specialists and our community. And even with its A-plus success, however, Wasatch Elementary is one of the schools that they're talking about closing because of there's people keep moving out of the city, and they're not enough kids. I think that's just a crime. Wasatch Elementary is very close to my home, and I've had kids there, and I loved the faculty there when I went over there. And then the other one was down in Milford. It's it's in the Beaver School District. Teachers there at Milford. It's Milford is the name of the school, Milford Elementary, and it was once one of the lowest performing schools in the entire state, but now it's a 2023 Blue Ribbon school thanks to the teachers down there who said we can't stand for this. We're gonna up our game.
Well, it's a good thing that we're pulling their funding for vouchers.
One of the strangest and most mysterious traditions at New Hampshire's Plymouth State University made its return with 2 pumpkins impaled on the spires of a very large clock tower. Pumpkins have been placed on the twin spires of Rounds Tower, a large clock tower at the center of campus, since the 1970s, except for 1 year when work was being done on the structure. And that made me remember at the city-county building down here on, and there's a statue on top of the building way up there holding a torch or something, and somebody put a giant pumpkin up there a few years ago. And it was nobody knew who did it or how they could get up there.
Nobody claimed credit.
And it was dangerous. I mean, God, to try and get up there would not be easy. And they must have done it at night. And I want them to, whoever did it, I want somebody to do it again. It just looked great.
Do that thing again.
Yeah.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Sports, well, the whole world had its eyes on the crowning sporting event that saw its season premiere this week. I'm, of course, mentioning Monday Night Raw, which
Nick.
had several very big fights to debut the entire season, one of which was, of course, Shinsuke Nakamura, who faced off against Ricochet. Both of them are considered like trickster fighters, with Ricochet having maybe more of an agility edge
I
over
don't know what you're talking
Shinsuke Nakamura, but that, of course, ended in a triumphant way when Nakamura pinned Ricochet, absolutely throwing him off kilter after he had nosedived off the rafters, taking out 10 security guards. So I'll have more in-depth reporting about the season premiere.
I sure hope so.
Later.
Dig into that, would you?
That's brought to you by Utah First Credit Union. They work with you, not just your credit score, because your experience matters. Apply for a judgment-free auto loan and color outside the credit lines at utahfirst.com. Weather, we are at 51 degrees right now, but we'll climb heavily as we go into the afternoon to 78 degrees as a high. Saturday is more or less the same thing. Sunday, we could get damn near 80 degrees, but that's going to taper off into next week. Traffic, taking a gander at that real quick, hitting the refresh page, making sure I'm all on the up and up on things. That crash on North Bangerter near 1800 South is still causing a slew of issues. The right lane is closed over there, but outside of that, I am seeing green across the board. If you see something that I'm not saying anything about, you can say something. 33986 is where you can report that.
Oh, Frank.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Ooh.
But, Frank, you sound very down today. I mean, not that you're ever really a bundle of joy and
I
happiness.
was going to say, there are measures of me feeling down. It's
Yeah.
always down. It's,
Are you worse than usual?
No,
today?
I'm about average.
Oh.
It was just it's been such a busy week.
Yeah.
I
Well, Frank, it's. How about this? I've gotten so used to you that it's nice to see you.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I never hear that.
You're welcome. Frank, if you don't know, he's a Grim Reaper. Yes, exactly what you would think and picture. He's a skeletal being wearing a cowl, a robe, and he's got a hood. And he carries a scythe.
It's the uniform.
Yeah.
The work clothes.
And Frank made us aware of something we didn't know, that there are reapers that specialize in reaping the souls of well, in Frank's case, it's celebrities, and that's terrible because Frank loves them.
I love our precious celebrities, but there are reapers for all kinds of professions.
Uber drivers. There's a
yes.
reaper who
Really?
just takes Uber drivers.
He loves his job. I don't understand.
I don't either.
Do people rate him?
4
Well,
stars every time.
4 stars every time.
Well, that's one less than 5.
Have some water.
Frank is here to play a game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of 4 precious celebrities. And he's happy to say that 3 of the
3
celebrities...
of them are fine. I checked on them on the way here. They're sleeping. They're fine.
They're fine. They're just fine. But one of the celebrities Frank has met because the celebrity had passed and Frank had to go collect what the mortal remains and
Yes.
take them to the distribution center.
Yes.
And so do we have a contestant to play Frank Chris Presents?
It's like Jamie is here.
Jamie, is it? Jamie?
I'm here.
Hi, Jamie. Where are you calling from?
On my way to work, but I can wait.
Oh, okay. Jamie, how are
I
you?
want to make her late.
I'm all right. I just want to say I respect you, Frank. I respect Death.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't get
You're
that very
just
often.
like the rest.
All right. All right,
I don't
Jamie.
know what I'm doing with all these compliments. I'm blushing. If I had flesh, you'd see that I'm blushing.
What is Jamie likely to win in this game, Nick?
Disney on Ice tickets
All right.
happening this November 9th through the 12th at the Delta Center.
All right, Jamie, here we go. I'm going to read you these 4 actors' names, and you'll tell me which one of them is no longer with us, which one is dead.
I'm cool with hints, too.
Oh, okay. Now, this is because yesterday was National or International Shakeout Day, having to do with earthquakes. All of these actors are in movies about earthquakes. Okay. Number 1 on the list, Rory Calhoun. After an early life of crime, he became a successful actor in many westerns and action films. The Silver Whip with Dale Robertson and Robert Wagner, Powder River. He was in How to Marry a Millionaire as Betty Grable's love interest, and in River of No Return as Marilyn Monroe's boyfriend. Both films were big hits. His earthquake-centric movie is The Colossus of Rhodes. Number 1, Rory Calhoun. Number 2, Michael Moriarty. Received an Emmy Award and Golden Globe Award for his first acting role ever on American television as a Nazi SS officer in the miniseries Holocaust, and a Tony Award for his performance in the play Find Your Way Home. He was in the first 4 seasons of the TV show Law & Order. Moriarty is also known for his roles in films like Bang the Drum Slowly, Who'll Stop the Rain, and Q, the Winged Serpent. His Quake movie is Earthquake in New York. Number 2, Michael Moriarty. Number 3, Genevieve Bujold. For her portrayal of Anne Boleyn in the period drama film Anne of a Thousand Days, she received a nomination for an Academy Award. Her other film credits include The Trojan Women, Obsession, Coma, Murder by Decree, Tightrope, Choose Me, and Dead Ringers. She's in the Earthquake movie with she's in the movie called Earthquake with Charlton Heston. Number 3, Genevieve Bujold. And finally on the list, Charles S. Dutton. After an early life of violent crime and imprisonment, he turned to acting. Dutton made his Broadway debut in August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, winning a Theatre World Award and a Tony Award nomination. Dutton was also in many, many feature films, including Alien 3, Rudy, Menace to Society, A Time to Kill, and Cookie's Fortune. His Quake movie, a TV miniseries, Aftershock, Earthquake in New York. Number 4, Charles S. Dutton. Which one of those 4 celebrities is no longer with us, Jamie?
Unfortunately, Frank, I think it's number 1.
You're right, Rory Calhoun.
That is correct.
Yes, he was kind of a B-list movie actor, handsome guy, died in 1999 at the age of 76. You hit it right on the head, Jamie. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Hang on the line. Somebody will tell you how to get your tickets. I would have gone with Genevieve Bujold or Michael Moriarty, both 82 and 81, respectively.
I would have said Charles S. Dutton, but he's had some health problems.
How has he? He's 72, still around.
The Calhooligan is the correct answer.
Huh?
Us Cal heads call him the Calhooligan.
Fans of Rory Calhoun?
Yeah.
Calhooligans?
I didn't know that.
Oh, Nick.
It did say that Charles S. Dutton is retired from acting.
Oh,
so
that's it.
Yeah.
So he's essentially a dead celebrity.
Yeah. Well,
kind of like Viggo Mortensen that way. 65 today.
What?
No.
Viggo's
Is he
hale and
still
heart.
working around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, Wanda Jackson is 86 today.
Oh, well, there.
She doesn't sound that good anymore.
No, I don't think so.
I'll go check on her. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Bye, Frank. Traffic. That issue happening northbound Bangor near 1800 South is still causing some right lane issues over there. And also recently popped up, there is a stalled vehicle near the right shoulder of 100 South in Sandy, causing some slowage over there, but you should be able to get around it. If there's anything I'm missing, let me know. 33986 is the number where you can safely report on traffic if you can do so. That's brought to you by do you owe $10K or more in back taxes, multiple unfiled years? Contact McClure and Stewart for a free consultation. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back. Katie, Sean Means is in the lobby, so I'll go let him in. He's here to review movies, including... this may be the only one that he's reviewing. I'm not sure.
Killers of the Flower Moon?
Killers of the Flower Moon. All 3.5 hours of it, so we'll see. Coming up after these, KXRK Provo. Stand by for Sean Means movie reviews. Bewilder Brewing. Nick, have you been to this place?
No.
You really should go, Nick,
great.
for lunch.
It's great.
The food is great. They have Great beers, 16 beers on tap, and even more to go. And their beers are award-winning. But you can get lunch specials there for $10 every weekday before 5 p.m. You can get the Bewilder Burger or the Schnitzel sandwich with fries, and they're both just terrific.
Both delicious sandwiches. And, of course, I encourage you to get the pickle fries. Those are great.
I prefer the currywurst fries myself. Those are excellent. They also offer a half-roast chicken,
which I thought was really good.
Yeah, it was good. So it's the food is as good as the beer at Bewilder Brewing. Now, the nice thing, too, is it's downtown, but there's no parking problems at all.
No.
They have their own off-street parking lot.
Yeah, separated away right in front of the place.
Plenty of free parking.
Yeah, right in the middle of the block, 445 South, 400 West in Salt Lake. And another good reason, 21 and older.
Yeah, you got to be 21 to go, all right? Bewilder Brewing, check them out. They're great.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. In this episode, we find our elders rendezvousing with Zone Leader Hansen on some distant planet in the BFE sector. Hey, Butch, what you got there?
Oh, it's a care package for my folks. You know, my mom means well, but she just doesn't understand the physics involved in sending stuff from home.
Well, what you mean?
Well, the cookies she sent are fine. They're hard as a rock, just the way I remember them. It's the lime jello with shredded carrots in it that causes problems. You know, even in Tupperware, this stuff goes bad after a week in hyperspace. Missionaries who have eaten this stuff have been known to develop a form of space madness.
Wow. Oh, look, here comes Zone Leader Hansen right now.
I have discovered the most incredible object. It allows us to view any period in the history of any planet. We can research early church history. This discovery will allow me to get reassigned back to Earth and leave you two losers far behind.
Great. Glad to hear it. What's that have to do with us?
Since you weren't having much luck in the field, I figured that you wouldn't mind watching my discovery while I go back to Starbase 182 and file my report. Hey, are you eating while I'm talking to you? Give me that.
Sorry.
Say, green jello, it's carrot shavings. I haven't had this since I left home.
But sir, I think you ought to know that...
Quietly, Hi, he's eating.
Shut up, the both of you, right now. This jello tastes funny.
He's gone mad. He's got space madness. We better go after him.
Okay. Hey, what's that thing right there?
You mean that natural arch that seems to be showing the History Channel?
Yeah, that thing. What is it?
I believe that who is it would be a more appropriate question.
Is that you that said that, Butch?
No. It must have been the natural arch over there. Okay, I'll play. Who are you, and what have you done with Zone Leader Hansen?
I am the guardian of forever. Hansen has entered through me into your world's past.
Entered through you?
Well, I guess we can get back to tracking now, huh, Lehigh?
No, we most certainly can't.
Huh?
We need to get Zone Leader Hansen back and cure his jello-induced space madness.
Come on now, Lehigh. He was a little weird before my mom's jello. Are we sure he's sick?
Where in our world's history is Hansen now, Guardian?
He was asking questions about Mormon history and about lime jello in particular. He entered as I was showing him the Relief Society meeting where sisters first began to experiment with lime jello.
Well, if he disturbs that meeting, the timeline of church history could be permanently changed. Let's go, Butch. Whoa! Will Zone Leader Hansen change church history? Can Butch and Lehigh get him to go before he does? Will the Relief Society let Hansen anywhere near their test kitchen? Tune in next time to hear Relief Society President Mulestein say...
I'm at a loss, sisters. We've tried shredded beets, cauliflower, radishes, eggplant, zucchini, and rutabaga. Nothing seems to go with this new lime jello stuff.
Excuse me, sister. I think we can help.
I don't think we should go against the Prime Directive, Bush.
How did you get in here? One wrong move and you'll see the business end of my skillet. Just like the last kid who wandered in here and tried to tell us how to conduct our business.
Other kid? Oh, hey, it's Zone Leader Hansen. She's knocked him out cold.
Oh, nice going, ma'am. Wish I'd have been here to see it. Tell you what, we'll get him out of your way, and you can go back to doing what you were doing. Oh, yeah, and you might want to try shredded carrots.
I warned you about meddling.
She's got a skillet. Run for it. Run. On the next liposuctioning episode of Space Elders.
Nick?
Oh, yes. I forgot to say that Salmon in Sandy says he's excited to hear the movie reviews.
Sandy
is where Salmon.
Salmon
in
Rushdie?
Sandy.
I'd like you to consider these things a little more deeply, Nick. And
what am I considering? I'm reading text messages.
We'll talk.
All right. Is this a sponsored feature, Nick?
Yes, it is. It is sponsored by The Stateroom Presents, Creating Music Memories. Don't miss Wilco this Friday, October 20th at the Eccles Theater.
That's
Get
today.
tickets. Yep. Get tickets and line up at thestateroompresents.com.
Thank you.
Well, here he is, Sean Patrick Means. He's here to review a couple of movies for us, a documentary and then the big blockbuster. And Sean is the culture editor of the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. And he's also a fine film critic and really a very good writer. When you read his film reviews, they're very well penned, I think. You can find all of that at moviecricket.net, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what movies, Sean? Let's do them.
Well, we will start with there are two movies this weekend. The nice thing is, if you don't want to go to the theater, they will be streaming in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We will start with Nyad. This is not a documentary. This is the true story of Diana Nyad, who had a career in her younger days as a swimmer, particularly a long-distance swimmer, swimming the English Channel, going around Manhattan, things like that. Then she had a long career as a sportscaster and journalist.
Mm-hmm.
But when she turned 60, she says, I need a new challenge in my life. And so she decides to go back to an old challenge, the one swim she tried that she couldn't finish when she was younger, 110 miles from Havana, Cuba to Key West, Florida. She gets her best friend Bonnie Stoll to be her coach, and starts pulling together a team to make it happen, so she can avoid sharks and jellyfish and hallucinations and all the other things that will happen to you if you try to swim that long, that far in open water. So the directors here are Elizabeth Chive Vasarhelyi and Jimmy Chin, husband and wife team. They do documentaries. They won an Oscar for Free Solo.
Yeah, he's very good.
They're great. The two of them are great directors. And they applied the documentary attitude here, getting really into the details of the swim, which can be interesting for a while, but kind of cuts down on the drama at some points. What makes this worthwhile are the stars. We have Annette Bening, is really fearless as Diana Nyad. Diana Nyad's a very driven person. She's not always the nicest person.
She's a little blunt, I think.
Frequently, she's not the nicest person.
Yeah.
And Annette Bening is willing to go there. They didn't soft pedal that at all, which is interesting. And then Jodie Foster plays Bonnie, her coach, best friend, and conscience at times. They're really great performances. So I'm giving Nyad 3 stars. It's playing at the Broadway this weekend, and then it'll be on Netflix starting on November 3rd.
I always thought it was fascinating that Diana Nyad, her name is Nyad, and a Naiad is a Greek water nymph.
This comes up.
Does it?
This comes up in conversation,
of course,
more frequently than her friends like to hear.
She brings it up all the time.
She mentions it all the time.
I see.
So, Killers of the Flower Moon.
This is the big one. This is the 10th movie that Martin Scorsese has directed Robert De Niro in.
And how many for DiCaprio? Do you know?
6.
6 for DiCaprio.
6 time. Going back to Gangs of New York.
He has the people he likes to work with.
He has the people he likes to work with. Yes. So with De Niro, that goes all the way back to Mean Streets.
Mean Streets.
50 years ago.
Wow.
Mean Streets.
I remember when I saw that movie. I was living at Penn State, and it just blew me away.
Yeah. And, I mean, they're both 80 years old, and De Niro's like 9 months younger than Marty.
Wow.
Marty's going to turn 81 in November. And so you never know. This could be the last one. You never, they're at that point in their lives.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's a great way to go out. This is true story set in Oklahoma in the 1920s. The Osage, they got moved around, from Missouri to Arkansas to Kansas. Finally got placed in Oklahoma.
Native Americans,
yes. And they find oil on their land, and then they become per capita the richest people in the country. And with that much money going around, there's going to be greedy white people trying to get it from them. So De Niro's character, William King Hale, he's a cattle baron, and he acts like he's the kindly uncle to the Osage. He talks their language, he pays for their funerals, and weirdly, there's a lot of funerals lately. A lot of the Osage are dying from what they call wasting disease, and some of them are dying from other things, but there's never an investigation. So Hale has a nephew come to Oklahoma, Ernest Burkhart. That's Leonardo DiCaprio. He's back from the war. He needs a job. Hale sets Ernst up as a driver for hire, and one of his customers is Molly Kyle, who's an Osage woman with 4 sisters and a lot of oil money. She's played by Lily Gladstone. Hale suggests that Ernest could be a good husband for Molly, and soon they seem to fall in love. Then, though, Ernest gets involved in Hale's business, which involves making sure the Osage oil rights somehow end up with them. So there's De Niro and DiCaprio. They're both really good, and of course, as I said, they've worked with Scorsese a lot. The heart of the movie is Lily Gladstone. She plays Molly. Since we have to, because of the people who are making this movie, we're looking at the Osage from the outside, and the things that are being done to them.
Is this the late 1800s?
This is 1920s.
Oh, it's the 1920s.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Molly is really our only portal into the Osage and what they're thinking about all this greed and murder. And it's a really sensitive, really beautiful performance. She's just amazing. So many details in here. He's got his old crew, his same cinematographer, his same editor who's been working with him since Raging Bull.
Wow.
Who's 83, Thelma Schoonmaker, who's
Amazing.
like a legend. The score is by Robbie Robertson, who of course is friends with Scorsese going back to The Last Waltz.
Who just passed?
Yeah,
Who
this
just
is
passed,
the last thing he did.
died in August, and Robbie's indigenous, so he's the
I didn't know.
the movie's got it. I mean, there's a good fit here for the music. The movie's dedicated to him at the end. So a lot of musicians in smaller roles. It's really
No
interesting.
kidding.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this.
Jason Isbell, Sturgill Simpson, Jack White, Pete Yorn, Charlie Musselwhite. They all have small roles in here along the way. And they alongside some of the craggiest character actors you're going to find.
I didn't know Barry Corbin was still alive.
Barry Corbin is in here. Yeah, he's in there. In the last hour, there's some more familiar faces that don't give him away. There's some nice surprise in the last hour. Yeah, and when I say last hour, 3.5 hours, yes, 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And
so what?
It's fine, just fine.
Scorsese makes it worthwhile. He sets everything up and pays off. It's a big story, and it needs this kind of space to breathe. There's the Roger Ebert quote: "No good movie is too long, and no bad movie is short enough."
Interesting.
It's like if it earns the 3.5 hours.
I mean, it sounds like this movie's going to make young white kids very guilty feeling.
Yes.
Good.
So
there's an actor in it that I really like, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, because the part of the story is how this was one of the first major cases that this new federal organization called they're referred to here just as the Bureau of Investigation.
Huh.
The F at the beginning was later, it was became prominent later. But the origins of the FBI, and Plemons plays an FBI agent who comes in about 2 hours in. So if you can't handle 3.5 hours in the movie theater, it'll be streaming on Apple TV sometime soon, and your pause button is your own is your own personal intermission.
Small bites.
Yep. 4 stars all the way.
The rare Sean means 4 stars.
The rare, it is that it earns it. It really does earn
all right
your attention and respect.
All right.
It is playing in a lot of theaters around town, and like I said, they have not said when, but it will be on Apple TV.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Wow, 4 stars.
Killers. Killers of the Flower Moon.
What's next week?
Next week, Five Nights at Freddy's for Halloween. Based on the scary video game with all the jump scares.
And the Henson Creature Shop created the robots.
Did they?
And then there's a documentary next week called The Mission. You remember the story a couple years ago about this Christian missionary who said he was going to go out to this island where the locals have not seen outsiders ever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And sure enough, they killed him.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
F around and find out, you know?
Spoiler. Thank you, Sean. All right. Killers of the Flower Moon, based on a true story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Traffic, please, Nick.
Traffic. Somebody texted in 90th South and Bangerter. The lights are out over there. Thank you for sending that in. But speaking of Bangerter, that issue happening near 18th South is still causing some right lane issues over there. It says it's closed, and I'm seeing a lot of slowage. I'm not sure if it's at a dead stop or what, but try to avoid that if at all possible. And other than that, it is green across the board. Send me your traffic, though, 33986, if you can safely do so. That is brought to you by Hot Tub Factory Outlet, and Backyards of America has huge savings on 2023 hot tub models. Buy local at Hot Tub Factory Outlet and Backyards of America.
All right, Boner's coming up. Here are the candidates you'll vote for this time. Boner candidate number 1, these aren't my pants. Boner candidate number 2, a likely candidate for Father of the Year, I'd say. And Boner candidate number 3, good grief, Burgess Owens is fighting hard to win the title stupidest member of Congress.
Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages, and some vinyl for you. I'm going to pull out my vinyl collection and play a song for you on the way. Stand by for that. Underdog.
Underdog Fantasy. This is great fun. The NBA season is about to begin, and there's no easier way to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy. They have what's called a pick'em game. It's a fantasy game, but you win real money, so that's the nice thing. The pick'em game, you pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower than just one of their stats, and then you do what you want to do. You can sit down and watch the game and have a good time, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single game, going 5 for 5. It is legal in Utah, and it's a ton of fun to play, and here I am to tell you more about it. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code ALLRED, ALLRED, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their pick'em lobby. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code ALLRED to get your first deposit of $10 or more up to $500 doubled, plus your special pick higher than 0.5 yards in the pick'em lobby. Must be 18 plus and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Radio from Hell. Kerry Jackson there.
Yes.
I'm Bill Allred. We used to have somebody on the show named Gina.
Yeah.
I've kind of forgotten what she looks like even. And I don't remember much about her, but filling in for her, and I guess she'll return at some point.
Tuesday.
Okay. Filling in is Nick. Nick's your buddy. Nick's your pal.
Mm-hmm.
Who's on the radio here usually when?
Late nights, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Nick at night.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you enjoy coming in to do the morning show?
I mean, it's a complete reversal of my sleep schedule, but outside of that, I love being here.
That's all you have to say about it?
I don't wake up until about 30 minutes to an hour after you guys are done with your show most days. I'm doing the late night.
Well, yeah. So, but that's all you have to say about the privilege that we've offered you?
I love being here. I interned years ago. I love being in the studio, the pep and Shazam of live radio.
Who did you intern for?
I've been all around the building, baby.
Huh?
Yeah.
Nick, did you put up a poll about your mustache?
We just got it. I sent the pics over to Katie, and it's over on our Twitter feed right now.
Do we have a before and after?
I sent them, yeah.
Okay,
And
all
remember, keep in mind, as the rules required earlier, I picked the photos
picked the photo, yes.
of the before mustache and the after mustache.
And this was where? Where are we seeing?
Where can we vote?
Twitter is
All
where
right,
you can
so
vote.
it's the
At
Radio
Radio
from
from Hell. Yep.
Okay.
I've retweeted it on my
take a
page
look
as well,
at it.
at Nick Drools. Yeah, only
Now
a few votes so far.
The question is, should Nick shave his mustache or not.
I mean, the question on the poll says what looks better, but
Well, I think this is what we need to get to.
Yeah.
Now, you purposely picked a very dour and sad. I mean, you're dressed the same. I admire that.
I
You're
thought-
wearing the same outfit.
yeah,
But the picture that you picked of you without the mustache
correct.
is you're purposely being unattractive.
I think I look great in that photo.
Uh-huh.
You look like Wesley from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I'm in front of a mirror. I'm trying to bring my model face together.
Uh-huh. Well,
Now there it is. If you go to x96.com/live, you can
wearing
see
a Christmas sweater and sticking his belly out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really
I've
an
lost some
attractive
weight since
photo,
then.
Nick.
And then there's the picture of you with your mustache.
Can you put that up too?
Again, in the same outfit, but looking confident in himself and happy.
What is the motivation, Nick, for you to grow and sport a mustache?
What is the motivation?
What's the
what's the
motivation?
thought?
Confidence.
To show that you are confident.
Confidence.
Oh, you mean it gives you confidence, or
I got the baby face, right? I need some.
Oh,
I need some facial hair, or else I just look like a 13-year-old.
Well, why not grow more than just a mustache? Then?
I got patchy face. I got patchy facial hair outside of my mustache.
Yeah, you could color that in.
I could. I've done that actually.
Yeah, I bet you have. I think you should not worry about your youthful visage.
I like how I look. What's the problem with that?
Nobody, it's very rare exception that a person can wear a mustache and get away
standalone
with it.
mustache and pull it off.
It's just not.
It's not a look that works for many people.
I've said it before, and she means it sincerely. My wife loves the mustache, and who else's opinion matters on the issue?
That's true. So far, with the mustache is winning. So if you go to our Twitter feed at Radio from Hell, you can see and vote.
I knew it would.
Now, here's the story that I wanted to bring to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that your wife likes it. I think she's just being nice.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, honey. I don't care. Miles Teller, actor, Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Now, in that role, standalone mustache. Now, this is a very handsome man.
Yeah.
All right. Miles Teller's wife prefers her man clean shavens. While chatting with people about doing this other thing, Miles Teller opens up about how his wife was not a big fan of the mustache that he sported while shooting Top Gun Maverick.
Does it look dumb?
What does she know?
My wife made me shave it immediately after filming. Reacting to the grooming, I'm a big fan of it. If it makes people more confident, then more power to them. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be a summer trend because of this movie, and then die out. But his wife insisted.
Yeah.
As soon as he got home, are you done with that stupid movie? Yeah. Shave the mustache off.
I think that's the people. I can name two people who look good with a mustache.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck and Ned Flanders. Those are the only two people who should be wearing mustache.
It might be a generational thing, though, as well. There's a lot of younger people sporting mustaches these days.
Yeah, but that's just, it's because you're trying to be hip. It's trying to be, we're retro, we're hip.
You see that, you say that my, wife is just being nice to me, but keep in mind, I got married last year, and it's a pretty big decision.
Are you guys living together yet?
Yeah.
We just got together. It's crazy.
Wow.
And I feel like if she was just being kind about the whole thing, she wouldn't let it slide for specifically the wedding photos. Because I came to her and I asked, does this stay or does this go? It all comes down to you. And she said, I love it. I want you to keep it. And I said, we're taking wedding photos in this. And she said, no, it has to stay. I love it.
Is it because now you guys have matching mustaches, and that's the reason.
Adorable. Don't you say that about my wife.
You look adorable in those wedding photos.
Don't you say that about my gorgeous bride.
She is beautiful.
Well, we'll keep this. I guess the Twitter polls last 24 hours or something.
Yeah, I'm here tomorrow.
So tomorrow at about this time, we'll have an answer.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll bring a razor and some shaving cream and.
Okay.
We'll remove it.
Okay.
If the voting goes that way.
If it goes that way,
Mhm.
I may let you shave my mustache off my face. Okay.
I'll bring my straight razor.
Yeah.
You don't really want to get that close to him, though, do
No,
you?
I don't.
No, I don't think so.
Sam Elliott mustache.
Yeah.
Now, see, people are saying Henry Cavill in the Mission Impossible movie with his mustache, and I disagree.
Yeah, no.
I thought he looked good in that.
Clean shaven Henry
Chris
Cavill's the way to go.
Chris Evans has one in this Netflix movie. I saw a little bit. He doesn't look bad, I have to say.
He got rid of it, I think. He said he grew it because he was playing the villain and he wanted to have a mustache.
Twirl it.
To twirl.
He's a damn handsome man.
Handsome man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So, see, if you were more handsome, you might be able to pull this off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
You're not handsome. You're cute.
Oh, I'll take cute.
You're just then shave the mustache. You're even cuter.
Thanks, Bill.
Sure.
Yes, the guy in the chat room just posted a picture of Michael Cera with a mustache.
Oh yeah, that's
and
bad.
that's kind of the energy that.
Yeah, I've seen that
being
picture.
What else could I bring to the table to make the mustache work? Tattoos are hip. I'm looking to get a tattoo.
Why don't you tattoo a mustache on your
face?
On your face.
Yeah?
Yeah, do that.
No, people are bringing up Nick Offerman. Yes, Nick Offerman looks good with a mustache, but if you've seen him without the mustache,
He looks great.
he's
that
even
way.
more handsome.
You think? I think he looks better.
Vinyl Synchronicity 2, as requested by Sean Means. All right, 7:26, time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, October 20, 2023. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
tickets to see local band The Moss, who are going to be performing over at Kilby Court this Halloween. It says tickets are on sale right now, but I know that show is sold out. So if you're looking to go, this is the only way to do it, or listen to my program later tonight for the same opportunity.
Here's Boner candidate number 1. These aren't my pants. Santa Rosa County, Florida, a man arrested after deputies found drugs in the pair of shorts that he was wearing. Myrick Hamilton, homeless man, arrested on 2 drug charges. Deputies were serving a warrant on Mr. Hamilton for an active warrant he had out of the agency. When they got to his location, they found him inside of a tent. The report said deputies demanded he leave the tent, and he did comply. While Mr. Hamilton was arrested, and he was searched before being put into the patrol car. While searching the pair of shorts he was wearing under his sweatpants, deputies found 1 blue cut straw with white residue, 2 burnt pieces of tinfoil, field-tested positive for fentanyl, 1 clear bag with a crystal-like substance, field-tested presumptive positive for methamphetamine, and 1 clear corner cut of a bag. Hamilton immediately responded by saying, "Well, these aren't my pants."
That's all you got to do, huh?
They didn't buy it. He was arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance.
Well, all right.
Boner candidate number 1. These aren't my pants. Here's Boner candidate number 2, a likely candidate for Father of the Year. Antonio Brown coughed up $15,000 toward child support payments following his arrest earlier this month. And in a video he posted on Tuesday, he seemed bitter about the situation. Mr. Brown was locked up Sunday after he had been accused of ducking payments to his ex-wife, Wheeltress Jackson. But a short time later, he doled out the $15,000 necessary to get out of jail. And on Tuesday, he shared a video on Instagram showing him singing some Young Jeezy lyrics that seemed to show that he was mad at his ex, the mother of his 15-year-old daughter. Quote, "And I don't want to tell my child that his mom ain't ass," he belted out while holding what appeared to be a receipt for a child support payment and a large wad of cash. "And this ain't about me. She just a money-hungry bitch." Jackson told TMZ Sports last week that she was upset with Antonio Brown for not paying child support for their daughter, claiming he owed her nearly $31,000. "I do want him arrested," she said, "because right now he's making a mockery out of the judge, out of everything, because he feels like he's untouchable. You know, he was a big-time athlete at one point." Since he was released from jail, Brown has been spotted at a mall on a shopping spree, as well as in a high-rise New York apartment in New York City. Boner candidate number 2, a very likely candidate for Father of the Year, I'd say. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Good grief. Burgess Owens is fighting hard, and it's a battle because there are so many contestants. He's fighting hard to win this title of stupidest member of Congress.
All right, Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Now through Halloween at Haster Games, select spooky-themed board games are just 15% off. Games including Fright, Zombicide, and lots of other great titles are available now. Stop by the store at 6831 South State, open Monday through Sunday, or click HasterGames.com.
SAG-AFTRA has issued some strict Halloween costume guidelines for striking actors.
Yes,
Really?
I paid attention to this.
The union is prohibiting actors from dressing up as popular characters from struck content and then posting the images on social media. That means some of the most popular Halloween costumes this year, such as Barbie.
Nick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were going to go as Barbie.
He was going to go as Barbie.
Well, he's
That
not a
would've been
union
fun.
member, though.
No. Well, he's okay.
You gotta. Well, you should support them, though.
You should.
Also, Wednesday Addams, they're not allowed. Instead, the Guild told members on Thursday to choose costumes inspired by generalized characters and figures. You know, ghost, zombie, pirate, hobo.
Well, zombie could be Walking Dead, and
Yeah.
pirate could be Pirates of the Caribbean. So go as a pumpkin. I don't know.
Oh, no,
That's.
I don't know.
Oh, damn.
Members can dress up as characters from non-struck content, however, like an animated TV show. You know, Marvel superheroes, however, are not allowed because despite having comic book roots, they're owned by Disney.
Yeah.
A truly determined fan could cite character ownership technicalities here. Barbie, for instance, is owned by Mattel, yet the appearance of promoting the summer's biggest movie from a major studio would surely be frowned on, and the whole idea is to be mindful of the message that a costume might send.
What qualifies as struck content?
Just about anything.
Just
that's
almost everything.
put out by a
Any IP
major motion
necessarily?
picture. Except for A24, they've worked it out with the guilds.
I think so, yeah.
And so you could go as any A20. You could go as Midsommar. You could pull out your dress and your flowers, and
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
When the International Olympic Committee announced that flag football would be among the sports added to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, the immediate question for many was whether NFL players would be allowed to participate. The answer for now is maybe, with the NFL not ruling out the possibility, but nothing they have to work through, but noting that they have to work through some logistics before giving players the green light. NFL Executive Vice President Peter O'Reilly told Front Office Sports that they've seen the desire from players. Some players have said, you know, that might be fun. We'd like to play flag football in the Olympics. It would be interesting. So maybe they'll allow them to do it. They're kind of examining the issue now. Hurricane Norma was still a Category 3 hurricane as it approached the southern Baja coast this morning. Though the storm is slowly weakening, it's still expected to be at or near hurricane status when it reaches Cabo San Lucas this weekend. Hurricane Norma is a major hurricane, strong Category 3, rapidly strengthening into a major hurricane. Reached the Category 4 status Thursday, now slowly weakening again. It continues to track northward toward Mexico, promising heavy rainfall and flooding across the southern portions of Baja California, and that's through the weekend, they say. 4 people are accused of stealing and selling $1 million worth of dinosaur bones from southern Utah. 4 people stole about $1 million worth of bones and other fossilized material from federal land in southeastern Utah, according to a federal grand jury indictment. The defendants allegedly purchased, transported, and exported 150,000 pounds of paleontological resources between March of 2018 and March of 2023. There are 2 Utahns accused of the crime, Vint Wade and Donna Wade, who own Wade's Wood and Rocks in Moab, Steve Willing from Los Angeles, and Jordan Willing from Ashland, Oregon, were also arrested. The Wades of Moab allegedly bought paleontological resources that were taken from federal land from known and unknown and unindicted individuals who allegedly stole the dinosaur bones for the Wades' own personal use. The United States tested over 1,000 dinosaur bone samples seized in the operation. This one was priced at $4,500. The Wades collected these stolen fossilized materials in order to sell them at gem and mineral shows. They also they're accused of selling the illegally removed resources to Stephen and Jordan Willing. And much of this stuff is never coming back. A lot of it's now been distributed around the world.
Just because it's in the ground doesn't mean it's yours.
Lawmakers here in Utah several state lawmakers have responded to a Fox 13 News investigation that exposed years of physical and sexual assaults inside of a Midvale psychiatric hospital, Highland Ridge Hospital, for-profit facility owned by Acadia Healthcare. Patients there have been getting sexually assaulted for years. Employees say they were trained to keep it from the police. Some investigators and employees refer to Highland Ridge Hospital as the rape hospital because of how frequently patients are assaulted and how infrequently the staff reported those cases to the police. Well, state lawmakers like Kathleen Reeby, Democrat, Cottonwood Heights, and others, they're calling for the hospital to have its licenses revoked and for it to be shut down. Amazon's finally going to do it. Prime Air drone service.
What could go wrong?
It's been slow to take off for the company with limited operations in just 2 locales a whole decade after Amazon first started development of the program. But now Prime Air is getting a small injection of activity. Quite literally, today Amazon announced the launch of drone deliveries of medicines purchased through Amazon Pharmacy, its online prescription drugstore. Amazon said packages will be dropped by drone within 60 minutes of being ordered via Amazon Pharmacy. The first city for the service will be College Station, Texas, because they really need their medicine down there. Amazon Pharmacy currently covers around 500 medications, including those for flu, asthma, pneumonia. For now, the drone service will be free to use, Amazon said. And despite the name Prime and its branding, it's open to all Amazon customers, not just those paying the Prime membership. They keep coming after me, trying to get me to buy my medicines from Amazon.
Oh, they want you to buy everything from Amazon. And I'm telling you, guys with shotguns are going to be taking down these drones and stealing the pills. It's just the way it's going to work.
And a man who was posing as a mannequin has been arrested, according to the Warsaw police. The 22-year-old man was posing as a mannequin in order to dodge security cameras at a shopping mall, police said. The authorities did not disclose when the arrest or the incident occurred. The unnamed suspect waited until the mall closed, so he's there as a mannequin.
He's Scooby-Dooing it.
And then he waited till the mall closed so that he could steal jewelry.
He stole this idea from Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Remember the little guy who dressed up as a snowman?
The suspect remained motionless until he believed it was safe and proceeded to roam through different departments in the mall, and he stole a bunch of jewelry from the mall.
Exactly.
All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
Weather, like I was talking about earlier, we are going to get fairly high temps for this time of year into the afternoon. A high of 77 degrees today. We are at 51 degrees right now. That's going to climb through the weekend, potentially getting to 80 degrees by Sunday. That'll be tapering off into next week, though, so I try to enjoy the warm weather while it lasts. I don't know. I'm ready for it to be cold at this point. Taking a gander at traffic, though, I know Banganer is, well, having just a whole bunch of issues over there. That crash near 1800 South is still causing some slowage over there, and I'm not seeing it on the UDOT site right now, so hopefully it's been cleared up, but I know some lights near 78th South and 90th South were just completely offline, turning those intersections into four-way stops. Outside of Bangor, though, it's green across the board. If you see anything else, say something. 33986 is where you can do that. It's all brought to you by Hop on the Utah Ale Trail for the Fall Crawl, October 19th through the 22nd, to explore Utah's craft beer scene for fun and prizes. Pick up your passport at one of 38 participating breweries. For details, visit utahaletrail.com.
Boner candidate number 3. Good grief. Burgess Owens is fighting hard to win the title stupidest member of Congress. Oh, my Lord. Now, I'm going to read through this. It's difficult to read, sort of, because of he's quoted verbatim, and he doesn't speak very well.
No.
Representative Burgess Owens appears to believe that the Bible has been banned in the United States since 1963.
What?
The congressman made this wild claim Thursday morning during a House subcommittee on early childhood, elementary, and secondary education hearing about banning explicit content from school libraries. Some say, this is a quote, some say that we are here today to talk about so-called book burning in K-12 school libraries.
No.
One of our nation's most consequential books, banning was done by Supreme Court in 1963 when officially it mandated the Bible reading. This book is banned from all of us, he said, holding up a copy of the Bible.
No.
Anything to do with the federal, it's no longer, can see it, can no longer read it.
No.
As a matter of fact, some people probably think that it is totally unconstitutional that I can even hold it up.
No.
Due to the banning of this book, generations of Americans today have no knowledge of the tenets upon which this country has been founded.
No.
Tenets based on the belief that with God and time we can truly become a more perfect union. Presumably,
Oh my hell!
presumably Burgess was citing the Supreme Court 1963 ruling in Abington School District versus Schnemm. But contrary to his claim that decision simply declared that school-sponsored Bible readings were unconstitutional
That's it.
under the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. It didn't ban the Bible from
No.
schools. Probably every single school library in the country
Yes.
has a copy of the Bible in it.
And Burgess, the president swears on a Bible.
Throughout the hour hearing titled Protecting Kids, Combating Graphic Explicit Content in School Libraries, he's an idiot.
There's one in every hotel room. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
You can take it with you if you want.
If you
And believe me, people are aware of the Bible. It's on the money.
It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but does he believe it, or is he just saying things?
And I think it's both, maybe.
I think he doesn't understand what the 1963 ruling is.
He's been hit on the head so many times. It's hard to say.
Man.
All
Voter
right.
candidate number 3, trying to be the dumbest member of Congress.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. These are my pants. That's what the guy said when the cops searched his pants and found all kinds of drugs there. Wait a minute, these aren't my pants. Boner candidate number 2 is a likely candidate for Father of the Year, I'd say, Antonio Brown, being just unwilling to pay to help support his children from his divorced wife. And boner candidate number 3, Burge. Oh, my God.
Okay. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text and then text that to 33986. That's one way to vote. Another is just to call Katie and use your voice. She's in the producer's booth and will take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, October 20, 2023. Vote there. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. Click and vote. You probably heard those glasses clinking. Jimmy Santangelo is here. I think he's got some wine for us.
Oh, I see whiskey.
Oh, is it whiskey? Okay. He was getting out the wine glasses, so I don't know. Anyway, well, we'll find out what Jimmy has for us coming up after these messages. And get your questions for Jimmy ready. He'll take them. All right, let's get to voting. It's Boner of the Day.
Law 1.
The excitement has been building all morning, and anticipation is high. The house lights will soon be dimmed, and the stage lights will illuminate the game show stage as we begin to play Beat Gina. I'm professional announcer Johnny Ola.
Yes.
You know, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette, and that's not a guess, not just a trend, but an actual fact based on the statements of doctors themselves to 3 nationally known independent research organizations. Every doctor in private practice from Maine to California, family physicians, surgeons, specialists, doctors in every field was asked, what cigarette do you smoke? You see, doctors smoke for pleasure, just like the rest of us. They appreciate, just as you, a mildness that's cool and easy on the throat.
Yes.
And they named Camels, more of them named Camels, as a matter of fact, than any other brand. Next time you buy cigarettes, buy Camels. And when doctors from coast to coast were asked, who's your favorite game show host? The answer was overwhelming. Almost every single one of them named the host that's cool and easy on the eyes. Kerry Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer. All right? Oh, good
My
heavens.
throat's a little raw.
All right. Well, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Valerie is here. Hello, Valerie.
Hello.
All right, Valerie, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game if you win the toss. Heads or tails? Tell me.
Heads.
Coin toss app says heads, Gina.
Ah, speaking of heads, you are one step closer to winning those tickets to see Dirty Heads. They're coming to Island Glow this upcoming June 17th.
All right, there you go. We'll let you have the first question then, Valerie. If you answer it correctly, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer that question correctly, and she will steal the point away from you, probably, because it's AC/DC trivia. And if you win, Valerie, you get those tickets. If not, what are you prepared to do in Gina's name?
I'll donate $50 to the Humane Society.
That would be
Look
great.
at that. Okay. All right. First question is for Valerie. It's Angus Young's birthday today, so AC/DC trivia is the subject. Here we go. First question for Valerie. AC/DC won an award for selling 10 million copies of which album? Is it 1, Rivers of Brown? Is it 2, Highway to Hell? 3, Back in Black? Or 4, The Government Totally Sucks?
Was it Back in Black?
Back in Black is correct.
There's a point for you, Valerie. Good job. Now, Gina.
Gina.
Yes.
Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Which AC/DC album was the last to feature the late Bon Scott?
Oh.
Was it 1, Flutes and Trombones, 2, High Voltage, 3, Highway to Hell, or 4, Simply Jazz?
Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell is correct.
It's 1-1.
All right.
Valerie's turn.
Valerie. Which AC/DC song tells of the woman who's working double time on the seduction line? Is it 1, Beazle Boss, 2, You Shook Me All Night Long, 3, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, or 4, Women Time?
Is it Dirty Deeds?
No.
Oh, Valerie.
Gina.
Oh.
Chance to steal.
You shook me all night long.
I purposely gave Valerie the easy
I know
one.
you did.
All right.
Yeah, that was mean.
That was
mean. I trying to help you. All right.
It's 2-1 in favor of Gina, and Gina controls the question, so she could win with this answer.
All right.
Put your shoes on, Valerie.
Yeah, I would say. Here we go.
Get out your checkbook.
Here we go. 42, 39, 56. Were whose measurements? Were whose measurements according to the 1977 AC/DC tune? Was it 1, Mrs. Satan, 2, Rosie, 3, Josie, or 4, Gwyneth?
That is a whole lot of Rosie.
Oh, that was...
And Gina wins the game.
We kind of predicted that would happen. Yeah.
Oh, Valerie. You seem like a nice person, Valerie.
Does she?
It's not really fair, really.
No,
I mean,
this was
know.
not a fair contest.
Boner of the day.
I haven't been sent the results yet.
All right, we got a
I'm
situation happening.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. So there was not much of a fight here. Oh, the boner of the day brought to you in part by I had a big bowl of pork, with the green chili pork,
Yeah, pork, green chili pork.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah, kind of
a
Oh, it was really good.
chili
Excellent.
Colorado. Yeah.
And the boner of the day, also brought to you by, just in time for football season, Ogden's own distillery now offers 6 new canned cocktails: Porter's Peach Tea, Porter's Huckleberry Lemonade, and 5 Wives Moscow Mules, all available at your local DABS stores. See you at the game.
What I did with that pork chili, I didn't have any chips or anything, but I wanted some crunch.
Yeah.
So I sprinkled some dry roasted peanuts in it.
That'll work.
And you know what? My wife went,
Texture.
"What did you do?" And I said, "I just wanted that crunch and salt."
A little texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crunch. There was not much of a fight here in
No,
the boner voting.
no, because
Burgess Owens, Burge, as we like to call him, he's well on his way to winning the title, the stupidest member of Congress.
I like to call him B.O.
168 votes and easily wins boner of the day.
All right, there you go. That's your boner of the day for today, October 20, 2023. Now qualified to be boner of the week, Dave Mattson. Dave the Flower Guy will be here with his electric tricycle at 9:50 to tell us who boner of the week is. Sponsored by?
Sponsored by Howler Head is the original super premium Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey blended with natural banana flavor. Aged in American white oak barrels, Howler Head features just the right balance of toasted oak, spicy rye, and sweet natural banana flavor. At a full 80 proof, one sip, and you'll know.
Here we go.
Make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Here he be, wearing one of the loudest shirts I've seen in a long time.
It's really coming through on camera, isn't it?
He is.
It's more subdued than Bill's giving it credit for.
I think so
The
as well.
green and the blues are nice. You know, if it was an orange, then I'd.
He's the kahuna of the Wine Academy of Utah, wineacademyofutah.com. He is Jimmy Santangelo, and we are here to talk about this stuff.
Now, now when you said banana and whiskey, I went,
like
huh?
what? No, this is
I like
fun.
a banana in my whiskey.
This is Howlerhead Bourbon, and brand new to the state. And I'll be honest, when this came across my desk, and I'm like, responsible banana infused, I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Went out, grabbed the bottle, assessed it right away. I was pleasantly surprised, man. Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's get into
All
it.
right.
Yeah,
So,
cheers to that.
little older than 2 year aged in char level number 4, which means the length of time that barrel was toasted and charred. Call it an alligator char. It's so burnt on the inside, almost like the back walls here. It's like the back of an alligator.
That's a good
what it'll look
descriptor.
like. Yeah. So what happens with that, why you would char something is as the whiskey absorbs into the oak staves, it's going to get a little bit of that filtration to it with that char. Then the oak staves are going to release that whiskey out. The whiskey's going to pull on that pigmentation, the coloring from the barrel, but also you're drawing in aromatics, flavor characteristics we call vanillins, your vanillas, your toffees, your cloves, your nutmegs. This then has folded in post-production a little bit of banana flavoring in there. Now, on the nose,
Why'd you put it in wine glasses, by the way?
I wanted the aromatics to really overemphasize.
No, so maybe you might want to, instead of, we don't want to have brandy snifters here.
Right, or the Glencairn glasses were a little wider at the bottom, narrower, fluted at the top, and you do get a little bit. It's kind of that Laffy Taffy, kind of that banana, but
Artificial.
artificial.
Yeah.
And I was worried when I noticed that, but on the palate, guys, check it.
Yeah, it's terrific, actually.
That was the first thing I noticed is it smells like the banana Laffy Taffy, but I didn't want to be uncultured swine and bring it up, so I'm glad you
So you
did.
let me do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but it doesn't.
It's the shirt.
It doesn't taste. It doesn't taste fake.
No, it doesn't.
And that's the key. You're absolutely right. And caramelized bananas Foster, a little bit of caramel layering. It's almost like a banana caramel over custard.
You said bananas Foster. That's exactly what it tastes like.
And this is great on its own. Over a rock, I could see a simple mixed cocktail. I have some coffee here I may introduce it to. And to really kind of give it a banana whip. Little whip, and that would be a lot of fun. But I can really see this is tasty.
I'd like a big dish of vanilla ice cream.
Yes.
And
There you
about an ounce and a half of this, and I'd eat some ice cream and then take a little sip.
Little sip.
Dairy and whiskey is never a good combo.
Don't you?
Have you had a bad experience, Nick?
Yeah, actually.
There are no rules when it comes to alcohol.
No, I agree with you about the ice cream. I think I'd even pour a little over on top of some vanilla ice
if
cream.
it were thicker, I would, but Well, I don't know. It'd be okay.
Mix it up.
A lot of people like to know the mash bill on their bourbons. This is considered a bourbon, bourbon whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey. 70% corn, ratio of rye, about 21% rye and 9% malted barley. So you do have your heavier dose of bourbon in there to make it really that full body richness. The rye comes in. You do get a little bit of a sting in there. It's I really like this whiskey. It's about $28 at the wine store.
Oh, that's good.
$750 milliliter.
Beautiful bottle. I
Fun
like
bottle,
that label.
Great label.
That label's awesome. I want that on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
right?
for sure, for sure.
What I would do is I'd get a spoonful of peanut butter and then
now
chase
you're
it,
showing off.
Yeah, I can do that.
Peanut butter bananas. It's Elvis.
Yeah. Howler Head. Now, where are they from? Where do they?
This is out of Kentucky, and it's a Kentucky straight whiskey, and they have great packaging. They did team up with the main USC, the main fighting, or is it the I'm mispronouncing.
Oh, the banana slugs.
The banana. No, they're the fighters, in the ring of the cage fighters,
MMA.
MMA. But there's another outfit with the MMA
Ultimate
and
Fighting?
UFC?
UFC.
UFC.
And they, sorry, should have had that. And they teamed up with them, and it's so funny to see these tough guys with the bottles of the banana infused. But it's tasty stuff. I don't blame them. It's a good
delicious.
collaboration.
Man,
it's not bad.
No.
Again, surprised. You
Yeah.
brought it in, and I went, huh?
Yeah.
But I should always trust Jimmy.
do
Santangelo.
they do other products?
This is the one that we're featuring today, and this is the tech notes that I have. I believe this is their soul, but I'm not positive. Yeah.
Howler Head. Look, almost all the liquor stores would have it. Probably.
Yeah, most of them. I got this over at Store One by Pioneer Park, but it'll be over at like Sugar House, your Sugar House location. Those liquor/wine stores, not just the wine store, but the liquor style wine stores. It's flooded in all those for sure.
Flavored bourbon has become kind of a thing
It's
in the
a thing.
last few years. There's peanut butter and then there's of course the cinnamon fireball,
honey infused,
Yeah.
Green apple infused. But what I like about this is that alcohol at 40 proof, it's really well balanced. It's not too alcohol-y.
Yeah.
And the flavors come out. I can totally see this as a product for your upcoming holiday parties. You could batch out a cocktail with this easily. I would see someone mentioned about apple. I would see this with some unfiltered apple cider that you can get at Whole Foods. I think apple cider in this would be a great flavor.
That would be good.
The apple and that tropical fruit of the banana, just really emphasizing, because banana is on a tropical fruit, a characteristic that we do claim with many bourbons having. You know, it's that sweet spice, things like that. So they're just leaning in on one of the components.
It says on the back of the bottle, there are whole cities full of people not trifling with convention. For the rest of us, welcome to our jungle.
I do like that label. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll have questions. This is your opportunity to talk to Jimmy about any sort of alcoholic beverage, beer, anything like that.
Wine, of course. Also, Jimmy knows a lot about hospitality, about restaurant etiquette. He can give you restaurant recommendations.
Sure.
877-602-9696. That's the number to call and speak with the head of the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo.
Crash southbound I-15 near the point of the mountain going into, where is that? Orem over there. I would definitely try to avoid that if at all possible. But it looks like all the other issues I was talking about, including the dropped lights on Bangerter, have cleared up. So you should be good to go there. But if UDOT is wrong, tell me. 33986 is where you can report that. It's all brought to you by, if you are a loving dad who only wants the best for his children, we are here to help. For a free consultation and review of your legal rights, call 801-FATHERS, the law office of Jolly and Jolly. We are here to help.
All right. 877-602-9696. Call now. Talk to Jimmy Santangelo. He knows all. He drinks all. Coming up, KXRK Provo.
I was just looking in our chat room here, and who did this? Oh, it's Ivy. This place, the Killer Cereal, the Serial
Yes.
Killers,
Serial Killers.
Serial Killers Kitchen. Where is it?
Fourth and Fourth.
This looks just incredible. Yeah. These people should advertise with us.
They should.
They should have Kerry Jackson be their spokesperson.
They should.
He is a cereal expert.
It's at the local market and bar. There are all kinds of, but all these cereal and ice cream combinations.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
think
best combinations.
I think I really need to go there. Oh, there's all kinds of cereal stuff.
Yeah.
Why haven't I been to this place?
Well, I never thought of you as a cereal lover, Bill.
I'm not.
You're a very basic cereal.
I'm not
person.
I'm not a cereal lover when it's just cereal, but when you're starting to mix it into stuff.
Oh, like with ice cream.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the greatest thing.
Yeah. I don't generally just sit down and eat a bowl of cereal. That's not my thing. But.
See, I'll do that if my husband's
that.
out of town or not home for dinner. I'll have a bowl of cereal for dinner. Sure.
But you mix it up in ice cream, and they got shakes there as well.
Oh, this looks really good.
Oh, stuff in my cereal, or in my ice cream. Ice cream in my. You got ice cream in my cereal.
By the way, Kerry Jackson has ice cream belonging to me in his freezer.
That doesn't
I
sound right.
understand.
That does not sound right.
There are several flavors. We just got to figure out how to get it to you, because we ordered the Pop-Tart ice cream. And
cinnamon brown sugar,
Pop-Tart, Jetty's ice cream. It's the most expensive, and I got to be honest with you, that Pop-Tart ice cream is damn near perfect.
Well, you don't.
It really is.
You know, you can, Gina. You can just from this Serial Killers. You can just order the stuff and they'll bring it to your house. You don't have to go to Carrie's.
Oh,
they'll bring it to your house.
Apparently.
The
I
other
don't know how you travel ice cream like that.
Let me see.
The other flavor that we did from Jenny's, everything bagel.
This I don't get.
I know it doesn't sound right, but it's delicious. So you get it's cream cheese flavored ice cream with the everything bagel sprinkles mixed throughout it. That's delicious. But then what we did was we went and got a bagel, buttered it up, real butter, toasted it, and while it was hot, plopped the ice cream on top of it.
Like made an ice cream sandwich, kind of.
Yeah, it just, with open face. And that was delicious.
That sounds perfect.
It was delicious.
I may have spoken too soon. Maybe you can just order online and go pick it up. I'm not sure.
I just think ice cream's a
No,
hard
it says,
thing.
yep, they will deliver it. You know, there's this stuff called dry ice. I don't know if you're familiar
I know,
with it.
but
You've ordered ice cream through the mail from across the country, right?
Yes, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Also, there's the candy bar ice cream, which is Take 5 candy bar.
Which I love.
But they don't call it Take 5 because I don't know if they had the rights to do it.
But
they
it's
call it High Five is what it's called.
It's pretzel and peanut butter
Pretzel and peanut and chocolate and all of that stuff.
A cereal milkshake.
I'm hungry.
I need to keep my eye open for the monster cereals. They should be arriving very soon because we're coming up on monster cereal season.
How
It's not till fall, is
How
it?
soon before Halloween do they come out?
Usually a couple of months before. But they got the new flavor, the new monster cereal.
Oh, what is it?
Carmella Creeper.
That sounds good.
And it's caramel apple flavor.
That sounds good.
Well, I'm glad he repeated the number because Greg from Harriman was asking how he could call in to ask Jimmy the Wine Guy a question.
Wow.
Greg out in Harriman.
They got a nice liquor store out that way.
Well, make the phone ring then, Greg. Come on.
Greg in Harriman. All right. Is this sponsored?
Yes, it is sponsored. Rocky Mountain Mixers, your locally owned and operated mixers and more store, offering Utah's widest selection of mixers in one location, located just east of the Cottonwood Heights Liquor Store on Fort Union Boulevard, or visit us online at rockymixers.com.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Yes, he is the Empresario Internacional of the Wine Academy of Utah.
Sure.
WineAcademyofUtah.com is where you go to find out all things Jimmy Santangelo. But right here, right now, he is an open book. He will answer your wine questions, your beer questions, your liquor questions, spirits, restaurants, how to behave, what to order, where to go. He'll tell you where to go.
He'll tell you where to go.
So call us, 877-602-9696, or you can text questions, 33986. And while we're waiting for, hopefully, somebody's going to call and ask you a question, you've got some events for Wine Academy of Utah.
Yeah,
right?
we've got two really fun events coming up tomorrow. In fact, at Simplicity Cocktails at 2 o'clock on Saturday, we're featuring their dragon fruit infused beverage as well as their limoncello. And then we're tasting the base vodka that goes along with it. We call it a component tasting, breaking it all down, tasting through the flavors. The distillers are going to be there. You can hear their backstories while having a few beverages with us. Quick hour, 2 o'clock, right over there next to Costco on 300 West and about 1850 South or so. And then the next one, the following
next
one.
to Dickey's Barbecue.
Next to Dickey's Barbecue.
It's between Dickey's Barbecue and Mo Betta Hawaiian food.
I like Mo Betta.
I haven't ever done a Mo Betta.
You gotta get you a Moco Loco there. Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good.
And then there's one for the service industry, onesmallmiracle.org. I'm featuring a wine and treats tasting party over at the Gallivan Center on Sunday, October 29th. All proceeds go to the nonprofit to help those in the hospitality industry when they fall down, go boom. You know, when you work in the industry, you've got like 3 jobs, 2 jobs. You don't have one full-time job that gives you benefits and this and that. So if these kids, if these young adults fall down, go boom, they got to pay for that themselves. And here's an opportunity for us to donate. It started just before the pandemic really rose. It's very successful. Buddy of mine, Matt Full, is the founder of onesmallmiracle.org. And I just had breakfast at his new place talking about places. He just took over about 6 months ago. Taco, just right over there, and it couldn't even be better, man. The food is so spot on. Taco, for those that don't know, down 500 South at about 200 East, right across from the Leonardo Museum on the 500 South side.
All right.
Yeah, Taco.
Get some on the way home.
Yeah, we don't have any phone questions yet, but 877-602-9696. But you could ask questions on the phone like this. Jimmy, where's the best place to get a good prime rib and a good glass of wine?
A prime rib. Huh?
Prime rib.
Prime
Nice.
rib is, it's kind of old-fashioned in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, that carving station, right? And you need that. All the accoutrements with it. You know, I don't know where they're doing a prime carving station. Where are you thinking?
Not a carving station, but the last time I had prime rib was at the Oyster Bar out there at the old mill.
Oh,
And I don't think Chuckarama serves wine. So,
Do they have a carvery with the prime rib?
Every once in a while, yeah.
So, you have to take sneak your wine in, I guess.
You know what's nice is when you get a steak, rib steak with the bone in. You know, a bone in ribeye. You get all that flavor, and you get the marrow in there, and you just get this beautiful. Big, highly marbled steak. You need a big, rich wine. You know, you need a Rhone blend of Grenache Mourvedre. So you maybe a Côte de Rhone, or if you want to show off a Chateauneuf de Pape, things of that nature. But you know who's serving a lot of good prime rib are the country clubs. Salt Lake Country Club does a great one up there. Things of that nature. So
all right. Well, back to cooking. When cooking with wine, does cheap versus expensive matter?
So, Good question. When you're cooking with wine, you're simmering it down. You want to get to that concentration of flavor. That's the whole point. And or you're deglazing a pan.
Yes.
So if it's too inexpensive, you're not going to have a ton of flavor to concentrate it down. You also, when cooking with wine, you burn off the alcohol. So there's no worries there. Typically, you burn off the alcohol when following the directions. The key in cooking with wine, and a chef told me this ratio. He said the key, you'll never go wrong when cooking with wine. It's 1 shot for the dish and 2 shots for the chef.
Yes.
That's the key.
Here's an interesting question. And what's a wine similar to J. Lohr Cab? Do you know what that is?
Oh, that's
J. Lohr is a producer, Cabernet Sauvignon.
We've had that here.
Yeah. Similar. So that's a California Cabernet Sauvignon.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in that area. They do not overly oak their wines. So in that 20 to that $18 to $25 price range, which is a narrow window I'm giving you. That's really going to showcase a lot. If you want to do a premium style, do Buckland. Will Buckland out of Sonoma. He's got a great Cabernet Sauvignon, and that'll be an elevated experience. As good as J. Lohr is, that'll be an elevated selection.
All right, here's a question. I'm going to a party. What's a good mixed drink to make and bring?
That's a good question. So I'm really fond of the Brown Derby. That's a 3-part. You could even make that with this guy here, the Hollerhead bourbon. The Brown Derby is 3 parts bourbon, 2 parts grapefruit juice, 1 part honey water. You can stir all that together, and you can even put it in like those big, massive 32-ounce mason jars, or if you have those mason jars with the little pour spout, that would be fun, or what have you. Maybe you're bringing a pitcher. I don't know the vessel, but the Hollerhead would be fun with that banana and the honey would really combine nice. Give it kind of a holiday flavor. So it's 3 to 2 to 1, 3 parts bourbon, 2 parts grapefruit juice, 1 part honey water.
All right, there you go.
I like this question. If I need to quickly stock a bar for a party tonight, what is the minimum I should include stocking a bar?
Very basic.
Just go to the liquor store today and.
So you want your clears into the darks, you want your vodka and or gin, you want your tequila, you want then your whiskeys. You could do a rum as well, but to quickly, so when I say vodka and or gin, that's where you're going to pair it with either tonic or soda water. That's your decision. So you're like, I'll do soda water, so grab a bottle of vodka and your soda, omit the gin, then or vice versa. Then jump to your whiskey, and that's nice because you can really pair that quickly with other things. Tequila speaks for itself. You can have it on its own. You can have some Sprite. You can have some Fresca. You can have some Squirt, and then that'll help you with a cocktail right there. So that's how you would be able to do that. And if you wanted to do rum finally, and if you had some Coca-Cola, I don't want you to do a Jack and Coke or something, but if you had some soda, Coca-Cola and rum goes well, Coca-Cola and whiskey goes well, but then you can do a little pineapple juice with your rum as well. So super simple. Like 2 component cocktails right there.
Jimmy, you and I, we're going to sit down one of these nights and we're going to explore soju. Because they've started selling the Chamisul up at the one by REI, my liquor store.
Yeah.
Does it taste like sake?
No. That's the thing about
soju,
the soju. It's a special beverage. It doesn't have much flavor of anything.
We'll have to bring one in. Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. So I'm going to get you a few bottles. We're going to do some experiments.
I would love it.
We're going to make some cocktails, I think, is what we're going to do.
I can't call, or I would, but what liquor mixes best with eggnog? Personally, I don't like it, but my wife loves eggnog. And I think he wants to get her drunk. So what?
Whiskey.
This is the whiskey and dairy problem.
Whiskey and dairy, whiskey and cognac.
So
New England cognac will be hitting the store shelves shortly after the holiday here in October. So November 1st, you'll start seeing the prepackaged, and I really like those. They're very well balanced, heavily seasoned with a lot of great. Herbs, and not herbs, but spices. Cinnamon and clove and nutmeg and the like. But the base is either cognac and or whiskey.
All right.
There you go. Jimmy Santangelo.
Thanks, guys.
WineAcademyofUtah.com for all kinds of information about beverages, or if you want to learn how to be a sommelier. You can go there.
Sure.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks. Great weekend.
Thank you. Traffic, please, Nick.
Crash southbound I-15 near the point of the mountain going into Orem is causing some slowage over there, but I'm really not seeing anything else. But, you know, you're out there. You're seeing stuff. Tell me about it. 33986 is where you can safely report on traffic if you can do so. That's brought to you by Visit Your Utah Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Beat Gina. Oh, excuse me. It's Beat Nick today. You can beat Nick at some pop culture trivia and win a fabulous prize. What do we have?
That prize is tickets to see Taylor Swift at Broovies, the concert film.
The Taylor Swift concert film at Broovies. Got to be 21 to win these because Broovies, well,
they serve icky beer.
They serve that whiskey and beer.
Icky whiskey and icky beer.
Yeah. 877-602-9696 for the Taylor Swift concert film tickets. That's what you call, and you will win. I'm pretty sure you'll beat Nick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm looking at the questions.
Okay.
I'm thinking you're not going to do well. But
thanks, guys.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
We always underestimate.
That's true. Coming up. 877-602-9696 for the Taylor Swift concert film tickets at Broovies. 877-602-9696.
Every region of this country has a different take on hot dogs.
Every region?
Yeah. Or cities and regions.
Mhm.
And I'm going to try every single one of them. I'm going to make every single one of them.
Hot dogs?
Yeah. So like there's the Chicago dog.
Your classic Chicago dog is a snap dog with onions.
Yeah, normally
mustard.
On a poppy seed bun.
Poppy seed bun.
Yellow mustard, sweet pickle relish,
Yeah.
white onions, tomato slices, pickled peppers, and a dill pickle spear.
Yes.
And a light dusting of celery salt. The Chicago dog. And then there's the New York dog. Oh man, I want to get started on this soon. Usually it's on a soft white hot dog bun and would be topped with sauerkraut and brown mustard. Has to be brown mustard, not yellow mustard. Then there's the New Jersey Italian dog. This is a hot dog that's deep fried. Then topped with sautéed peppers and onions, fried potatoes, and brown mustard. And instead of using a hot dog bun, they use pizza bread.
Oh.
That looks delicious,
That
too.
sounds good.
Then there's your Fenway Park dog from Boston. It says it's a masterpiece of simplicity. The Fenway Park dog consists of a hot dog length that's boiled, then grilled, and then tucked into a split-top New England-style hot dog bun dressed with a squiggle of mustard and a nice spread of sweet pickle relish. So it's a very simple dog.
Yeah.
I like those split-top buns. You don't see those you know what kind they are?
Mhm.
Like there's a crease there, and so you just cut it right in the middle and
Yeah.
slide the dog in there. Then there's your slaw dog. This is found in Maryland in particular.
Mm-hmm.
A slaw dog is a boiled or grilled hot dog served in a warm hot dog bun, topped with mayonnaise-based cabbage, coleslaw, yellow mustard, and chili sauce and onions. The Detroit Coney dog. See, I'm going to do every one of these. I think this is... and then there's the Sonoran dog. This is in the Southwest. It is a hot dog length that's wrapped in bacon.
Okay.
Cooked on the grill. Wrapped in bacon to make it doubly bad for you. Placed on a bolillo bun.
Mm-hmm.
A bolillo bun? A Mexican bread. Mexican bread roll, which is kind of like a baguette. And topped with pinto beans, tomato, onion, avocado, and sometimes mushrooms, mustard, mayonnaise, and cotija cheese.
Apparently the New Mexico dog is a chili dog with green chili on top.
Yeah. I've had that.
Wow.
I'm learning more about hot dogs than I've ever known before.
So if there is one for every region...
Well, many regions.
Many regions. What is the Utah equivalent of that?
That's 3 hot dogs for $1 on conference weekend.
At R.C. Willie.
At R.C. Willie, yeah. That's what R.C. Willie.
I forgot they did that.
Or it was free hot dogs.
It was
wasn't
free hot dogs,
Yeah,
yeah.
free hot dogs at RC Willey for
Yeah.
conference weekend. Yeah.
Dana says the puka dog in Hawaii has pineapple relish on it.
Mm.
I bet that's pretty good.
That sounds good.
Like the pineapple relish. I don't like hot dogs, but like pineapple relish sounds pretty
Every
good.
one of these sounds great to me. And the pictures of them it makes me even more hungry. Now, one of the greatest hot dogs I ever had was it was a foot long.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you might have had this too, Carrie. At the Eiffel Tower
in
Paris,
Yeah.
there's a little stand. They sell these hot dogs. And what they do is they take a baguette and they have this like metal pole and they jam the baguette down onto this metal pole to put a hole all the way through it. And then they put a foot-long hot dog in there. And you eat a foot-long hot dog, and they give you some mustard, and you eat this foot-long hot dog, and it's very warm, just, in the baguette.
It was good.
Delicious.
Go to Costco, buy a slice of pizza and a hot dog. Throw away the hot dog bun and wrap the dog with the pizza.
Sounds to me like this person has done that.
Yeah.
Bad Brad Wheeler, he says, does the Star Burger in Huntsville count as a Utah hot dog?
Ooh.
No, not really, because it's just a hot dog, or it's just a hamburger with a hot dog
The
on
hot
it.
dog on it. Yeah.
A sausage of some sort. It's a hybrid. I wouldn't. And I have a story too in the news today to go with it about the guy who invented tater tots.
Oh, we had tachos last night.
Here it is. The guy who he was a Mormon guy.
Okay.
His name was Boy, is he really Mormon? F. Nephi Grigg.
Wow.
A relative of Parley P. Pratt, who Parley's Canyon is named after. Mr. Grigg was born in Nampa, Idaho, and his entrepreneurial spirit began at the age of 12. He acquired a company when he got older that became the Ore-Ida potato company. And he ran the company out of his tiny Oregon town, and he's from Idaho, so Ore-Ida. And the company had heard about selling fried frozen potatoes, and they wanted to get into that business. So let's see how he did it. Where is it? Anyway, he invented the tater tot, essentially. Well, I can't find exactly the method that he used. But, yeah, a Mormon guy invented the tater tot. We have him to thank for that.
Corey says that the Utah dog is a boiled wiener, not all beef, plain white bun, and ketchup, and that's it.
Yeah, probably so. And most people say you shouldn't. Now, I do put ketchup on a hot dog, but most people say you should not do that. It should be mustard only. And I do like mustard and sweet pickle relish on my hot dog.
Yeah.
I can just do just that. But I like onions and sauerkraut. And
I think that, I understand the no ketchup idea. I get it. I understand why you're going there. But at the same time, I don't think we should be so rigid.
Right.
You know?
I agree. Rules are made to be broken.
You want the ketchup on your hot dog, you go right ahead.
Yeah.
Hot dogs in the country of Chile have mayo, onions, tomatoes, and avocados.
Yeah. I've made those. I saw a recipe for them, and it's kind of weird how I think it's in that same one.
Oh, you remember these?
What?
Mom made wiener boats. You cut the hot dog down the middle, you lay them on the plate, and then you put mashed potatoes and cheese on top of them.
No, I've never had that.
Put them in the oven.
Sounds good.
We used to have that for school lunch, Katie.
Okay.
Let's see. One of my favorite places to go when I was a kid was a drive-in like Sonic, and they had a Coney Island dog, I guess you'd call it, with kind of a chili topping, but it's sweeter, and they gave you a big mug of root beer with it. And my dad and I would go and have dinner there sometimes when my mom was working. One of my favorite memories.
Big mug of root beer. Sounds great.
Speaking of hot dogs, if the stock market keeps dropping, it's hot dog soup for us all.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot dog boats. We used to have those for school
I never
lunch
had
all the
that.
time. I didn't care for them too much. It was like, could we take all of the flavor out of this
Mm-hmm.
and serve it to the kids. You know?
Did you ever have beanie weenie at school lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beanie. You know what beanie weenie
Nope.
is? It's essentially pork and beans with caught up hot dogs in it,
Nope, we never had that in school.
and you can buy a can of beanie weenie.
We had like Navajo tacos and pizza in my school.
Pillsbury used to market wiener wraps.
Yeah.
And it was just essentially some of their frozen dough, not well, in the tube, not the frozen. And it was cut up into a proper square
Yeah.
that you would wrap your hot dog in and stick it in the oven.
Yeah.
The wiener wraps. I loved those.
You could still do that.
You could. And I think it was Guy in the chat room created what will be the Utah dog. That is just your traditional hot dog, funeral potatoes on top. 9 Inch Nails released their debut studio album, Pretty Hate Machine, featuring Sin, Down in It, and that song, Head Like a Hole. Beat Nick, brought to you by?
Brought to you by, let me see here. Check out Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert film at Broovies. Get a 2-for-1 admission on a non-Taylor Swift film, 20% off pizzas, 50% off apps from 6 to 8, and $1 off draft beer. Get tickets at broovies.com.
Bow down before the game show you serve. Oh. You're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get beat Nick. I am professional game show announcer Johnny Ola for Ovaltine. If you want to have the healthiest family for miles around, make sure you drink Ovaltine, because Ovaltine has the extra goodness that makes all the difference. Ovaltine gives you more energy for work and play. It provides better health for the young ones. And when you drink Ovaltine, you'll get more out of life and have a sound and restful sleep. Only Ovaltine gives you all three of these. 1, the extra goodness of malt, milk, and eggs. 2, it's fortified with extra vitamins. And 3, Ovaltine comes in 2 delicious flavors: smooth, wonderful chocolate and satisfying malt. Prove it to yourself. Buy Ovaltine. It's the best, and it costs no more than those other brands.
Yes.
Ovaltine, cold or hot, for radiant health. And now, here's a man bursting with radiant health, and he comes in 2 flavors, I understand.
Yes, I do.
He's your host, Kerry Jackson.
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Delicious Ovaltine.
It
You
is
know
delicious.
What's great about Ovaltine is that you had to add 3 times as much as the container said to make it taste good.
I will not have you bad. My
No,
whole
I'm
family
sorry.
is healthy because of Ovaltine.
Healthy.
That's
Yes.
3 times the health. Terry.
That's it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
There you go. All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Looks like he'll be playing against Brandon today.
Brandon.
Nick? Brandon, are you there?
Good morning. Yes, I am.
All right, Brandon. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage if you win. Heads or tails, call it.
Go with tails.
All right. Coin toss app says heads.
Bam.
Nick.
Bam.
There you go.
Is this Grandpa Brandon?
This is not Grandpa Brandon.
Oh, all right.
Brandon. Okay. All right, Brandon, you lost the coin toss, which means Nick's going to go first. His first question is for him to answer exclusively. If he gets it correct, he gets the point. If not, I'll allow you, Brandon, to answer the question correctly, stealing that point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. Now, Nick has currently got the advantage, which means if you lose, what are you prepared to do in his name?
Yeah.
I'm prepared to donate to the Road Home.
All right, there we go.
Perfect.
But
Thank you.
But if you win, you'll get those Taylor Swift concert film tickets at Broovies.
I would have, Brandon. I would have said if I lose, I'm going to beat up Nick.
I get that plenty.
I don't know if I could take it. He might beat me.
He's wiry.
He is.
He's wiry.
And he's young.
Yeah, that's true. All right, first question for Nick. It's potpourri, different subjects, because, well, it's just the way it works.
Sure.
First question, Friends trivia. The TV
Friends.
show Friends, you know, the one with Monica and all those people.
Yeah.
What did the Friends call the guy who used to live across the street from Monica? What did the Friends call the guy who used to live across the street from Monica? Was it 1, Old Steel Toe? Was it 2, Greased Up Deaf Guy? Was it 3, Duty Giuliani? Or 4, Ugly Naked Guy?
My wife loves the show. I've never seen an episode. I'm going to guess number 4.
Ugly Naked Guy
That is
correct.
correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Look at that.
That's number one. I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, now it's Brandon's turn. 1-0, Brandon, but you can catch up.
Brandon, Elton John trivia. Elton John. Who introduced Elton John at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony in 1994? When they have the induction ceremony, another fellow musician or celebrity will introduce the person being inducted. Who introduced Elton? Was it 1, Axl Rose? Was it 2, Dirk McQuickley? Was it 3, your mother? Was it 4, Steven Tyler?
I'm going to go with number 4, Steven Tyler.
You are incorrect.
Oh, that was a
Sorry.
good guess. Nick, you get a chance to steal.
Was it Axl Rose?
It was Axl.
Okay.
It's 2-0, and Nick controls the question, Brandon. This could be curtains for you.
Could be it. Nick, H.G. Wells trivia.
Okay.
Author H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells was the co-founder of which foundation of the UK? Is it 1, the Ministry of Silly Walks? Is it 2, the British Diabetic Association? Is it 3, the Department of Spotting a Creep from a Distance? Or 4, the Royal College of Speech and Language Therapists?
I'm going to guess number 4.
Oh.
Well,
sorry.
Brandon, I think you may be back in the hunt.
If it's not 4, I'm going to guess number 2.
British Diabetic
That's
Association.
right, yes. It's
go.
2-1. Brandon is behind, but he does control the question.
All right, another H.G. Wells trivia question for Brandon, since he did so well on that last one. H.G. Wells was the first to use what word? He was the first to use what word?
Does that mean he made it up? Or
I think so.
No.
Yeah.
Is it
Yes.
1? Is it 1, time machine? Is it 2, petfluencer? Is it 3, adorkable? Or 4, android?
I'm going to go with number 4, Android.
Android. No, that's not right.
Oh, man. You had a 50-50 shot there. Looks like Nick may get it here.
As great as it would be for H.G. Wells to come up with adorkable, I'm going to have to go with number 1, time machine.
Yes, correct. He wrote
So sorry, Brandon.
Brandon.
But now you get to beat Nick up.
Is that how this
okay.
works?
I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah, if you give him a prize, he won't.
I can go. Let's go fight.
If you give him a prize, I think, Nick, if you give him the prize, he won't beat you up.
Okay. Even though I won the trivia, I guess I can avoid getting beaten up by giving you those Broovies
right.
Taylor Swift tickets. How does that sound, Brandon?
Sounds great.
Hang on the line, and we'll tell you how to get those tickets.
I've got to go mix up some Ovaltine for the fam.
Delicious.
Chocolatey.
Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Take a journey to the beginning of time and space to never-before-seen cosmic landscapes and recently discovered planets orbiting other stars. Deep Sky brings the awe-inspiring images captured by NASA's James Webb Space Telescope to the big screen at Clark Planetarium.
Once again, thanking Alan Gibson and Rebecca Dopp for sending us this week's Times News, the Serving East Juab County. Just an article from the police blotter. A deputy, this is an animal complaint.
Okay.
A deputy took an animal complaint in Mona, Utah, regarding cats being dumped at Burriston Ponds. That's all it says.
I had nothing to do with it, Daddy.
That's all it says. Cats being dumped at Burriston Ponds.
Is there a non-animal related story in that entire
Sure.
newspaper?
Yeah, let me. Now this is just the police blotter. There's a whole section here, Nick. It's happenings, weekly recipe, cozy recipes. There's a recipe for pumpkin turkey chili, chicken a la king, and chicken pot pie.
Something to stew while you're getting your horse out of a fence.
While we're rounding up those cats out by the pond.
Let's see. I'll see if I can find you one. Oh, here's one that says drugs.
Oh.
Officers utilized I think this is in Nephi. Officers utilized a narcotic detection canine during a traffic stop in Nephi, and the canine, that's a dog, Nick.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
the clarification.
The canine indicated the odor of illegal controlled substances coming from the vehicle.
Well, I'd expect that from the people in Nephi.
That's exciting stuff. Okay. Thank you for that. Now, this is interesting. After meeting on a Tuesday Zoom call to figure out how to end an actors' strike that soon will stretch beyond 100 days, a group of Hollywood's biggest stars laid out to SAG-AFTRA leaders a groundbreaking proposal that amounts to the town's biggest earners, that's, Hollywood's biggest earners, defraying the cost to AMPTP signatories by eliminating the cap on membership dues to be used to bolster health benefits in other areas that SAG-AFTRA is trying to shore up.
Oh.
The offer would remove the $1 million cap on membership dues, and in an effort to bring a residual system to streaming, the stars have also proposed a formula that would make the lowest names on the call sheet, who most need the money, the first to get paid.
Oh.
Deadline, that's the news source, Deadline. Here's that SAG-AFTRA leaders brought the offer to the negotiating committee last night. Deadline revealed Tuesday that a quorum of stars, including George Clooney, Emma Stone, Ben Affleck, Tyler Perry, he's got money.
He's a big earner, yeah.
And Scarlett Johansson met with SAG leaders, including Fran Drescher and Duncan Crabtree, Ireland. Deadline spoke with Clooney, who confirmed the plan proposed by the stars. A lot of top earners want to be part of the solution, the two-time Oscar winner said. We've offered to remove the cap on dues, which would bring over $50 million to the union annually, well over $150 million over the next 3 years. We think it is fair for us to pay more into the union because we make more. We also are suggesting a bottom-up residual structure, meaning the top of the call sheet would be the last to collect residuals, not the first. These negotiations will be ongoing, but we wanted to show that we're all in this together, and we want to find ways to help close the gap on actors getting paid. Mitt Romney apparently shunned Utah Senator Mike Lee.
Good.
He was deeply annoyed that Lee went on TV to beg for Romney's endorsement in his 2022 reelection campaign.
I remember that, yeah.
At the time, and just a month ahead of Election Day, the state's senior U.S. senator was locked in a tighter than anticipated race against independent Evan McMullin and used a guest spot on Tucker Carlson's show to implore Romney to come to his aid. That revelation is contained in the forthcoming biography, Romney, A Reckoning, due to be released this week. Author McKay Coppins worked closely with Romney on the memoir, and the Salt Lake Tribune was given access to an advance copy. Please get on board, Lee asked of Romney at the time. Help me win re-election. Romney thought McMullen's challenge to Lee was a long shot, predicting the incumbent Republican would triumph by 10 percentage points at least, and Lee did wound up winning by about that much. Last March, Romney said publicly he would withhold an endorsement in the Lee-McMullen contest because he considered the two men friends. But Romney revealed to Coppins that he had met McMullen only a handful of times, and he was happy to use that as an excuse just to stay on the sidelines.
Because Mike Lee is nuts.
Yeah. He's a boob.
Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's entitled to a mulligan once in a while.
Tupac Shakur's murder suspect appeared in court. But the court appearance has been delayed.
Oh.
Dwayne Davis is alleged to be the one who ordered the murder of Tupac. The arraignment for Dwayne Kef D. Davis was delayed for a second time on Thursday as the suspect charged with murder in connection with the 1996 drive-by killing of Tupac. He hasn't been able to find a lawyer. He said, I can't come to court if I don't have a lawyer.
Interesting.
He was indicted by Clark County grand jury on one count of open murder with the use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement last month, nearly 30 years after Tupac's death. Consumer Product Safety Commission has announced a recall of 61,000 biometric gun safes made by a company called Fortress after the gun safes reportedly failed to keep guns locked and out of the hands of children. According to the CPSC, there have been 39 instances of owners reporting that unpaired fingerprints have accessed the safes. So these are gun safes, and it's supposed to be that you use your fingerprint, and only your fingerprint will be recognized to unlock it. Among the instances of the unpaired fingerprints accessing safes, one reportedly resulted in a 12-year-old who died after getting a gun out of the safe. 9 different models are included in the recall. They sold 61,000 of these. Did I say?
Jeez.
Yeah. So here are some of you listening may have them.
Yeah.
The safes were sold at Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, Shields, Sportsman's Guide, Optic Planet, Dick's Sporting Goods, so forth. Lowe's had them. And the models, there are several models, so please check with the Consumer Products Safety Commission if you have one of these safes and see if you're on the list of recall. This is kind of petty, I thought. I don't know.
What?
Somebody in the Utah Jazz marketing department apparently forgot about what happened in the 90s. A photo from a Jazz fan went viral this week of a curious item for sale in Utah's team store, in the Jazz team store. The photo showed that the Jazz were selling Jumpman T-shirts with the Michael Jordan logo placed above the words Utah Jazz. The viral image led to backlash from fans of the Jazz, and the team has apparently adjusted accordingly. A Jazz spokesman confirmed to Andy Larson of the Trib that the team has pulled the shirt from the shelves in response to an outcry. Larson notes that the NBA has a partnership with Jordan Brand and that the Jumpman logo features on team jerseys around the league, including Utah's Black Statement jersey. Additionally, Larson says the Jazz T-shirt was derived from a league-wide design, which many other teams also use. Nevertheless, it was obvious that the Jumpman shirt was not going to go over well with Utah Jazz fans. They have never won a championship, and that's Michael Jordan's fault, because the Chicago Bulls spoiled their best chance winning one in the 90s, and Utah diehard Jazz fans have hated Michael Jordan ever since. So they pulled the shirts.
It is petty.
It is.
All right. And here's the thought. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Sports brought to you by Salt Lake City is participating in ranked choice voting for the 2023 municipal election on November 21st. Find more information about the seats up for election and candidates on vote.utah.gov. Now, Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura were just scratching the surface of all the heated battles that happened on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw this week.
Could you do a sports report in English, please?
Yeah. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre are beefing on stage, arguing about who is the better fighter, and that will be decided at the crown jewel match ahead of us. But the main spotlight of the entire night was, of course, at the end when undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso went head-to-head against Finn Balor and Damian Priest from the Judgment Day. It was supposed to be a locked match until Jey Uso's twin brother, Jimmy Uso, showed up to rattle his nerves as they're having some relationship issues between them as well, and maybe we'll see a twin-on-twin match coming up.
Okay.
That is your sports. Weather, we got 53 degrees right now. It's going to climb to 77 as we get into the afternoon. It's basically going to be the same throughout the weekend, and we will chill out going as low as 56 into next week as a high. Traffic, I am going to refresh real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything, because the only incident that I'm seeing out there on the roads as we speak is a crash southbound I-15 that I was reporting on earlier near Point of the Mountain going in Orem. But, hey, you're out there with eyeballs. Tell me what you're seeing, huh? 33986 is where you can report on traffic. That is brought to you by Take a Journey to the Beginning of Time and Space to never-before-seen cosmic landscapes and recently discovered planets orbiting other stars. Deep Sky brings the awe-inspiring images captured by NASA's James Webb Space Telescope to the big screen at Clark Planetarium.
Thank you.
Listen to Radio from Hell and Home.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Your Jack Daniels bottle is empty, and you're all out of ammunition. What are you going to do? Well, don't panic. Come on down to Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns. At Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns, that's all we sell, liquor and guns. We feature a full line of liquor from exotic fine wines all the way up to the real hard stuff, too. We also feature a full line of guns and ammo, from small caliber handguns all the way up to semi-automatic weapons. Best of all, you'll get a case of Radio from Hell brand canned chili absolutely free with each and every purchase over $50.
Hi, we're Carrie and Bill.
And we're Carrie and Bill.
We know just how frustrating it can be to run out of liquor or ammo at odd hours.
That's why Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns is only open between midnight and 6 a.m. Monday through Thursday.
And from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
To find Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns, just call 555-1212 and ask for Ricky. he'll arrange to meet you.
Then, after a brief shakedown and blindfolding, Ricky will lead you directly to Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns.
Helping you continue the fine old Utah tradition of getting drunk and shooting up the place, it's Carrie and Bill's Liquor and Guns for all your liquor and gun needs.
Come to J.R. Tallywhackers, down on J.R. Tallywhackers. It's a great, big, beautiful joint.
If you like sausage, you'll love the brand new restaurant we've erected in Salt Lake City. Hi, I'm Rod Johnson, manager of J.R. Tallywhackers, where we're serving up lots of hot food and lots of hot fun.
Mine was so big I had to use 2 hands, and our order came so fast.
Tallywhackers is fun. Our waiters, Neil and Bob, slap the sausage into our buns right at the table. The protein shakes were thick and creamy, and there's always plenty of mayo. I'll come again and again.
All of our J.R. Tallywhacker handsome young waiters are selected through a rigid screening process. We make sure they're stacked and packed and ready for service, and you can't beat our food.
I'm only here for the food.
I love the casual atmosphere.
We're not just another restaurant with stuff on the walls. We're packing something special. We don't even have chairs at Tallywhackers. You just come on in and kneel at your table.
I always leave feeling so satisfied.
Try J.R. Tallywhackers' grand opening special, 99-cent footlongs, or try our all-you-can-eat buffet. I can't believe you're not eating at J.R. Tallywhackers.
Come to J.R. Tallywhackers, down on J.R. Tallywhackers. It's a great, big, beautiful joint.
Swing on in.
Just a quick note here, is a statistic for you. Only 1 out of 9 people say that they would donate, when they died, would donate their uterus for transplant.
Why only?
One
now,
out
are
of 9.
these people?
Only 1 out of 9 said that they would allow a family member to donate a uterus. They're doing uterus transplants in they're playing God in Russia or someplace like that.
Are these people that would donate other organs?
Yeah.
So you can have my eyes, you can have my kidneys.
Can't have my uterus.
Why?
Uterus donation, they think is. Oh, it was in Saudi Arabia. I think it was done. Doctors in Saudi Arabia. I guess they. I don't know. Okay, Gina, would you donate your uterus?
You can have whatever you want of mine when I die. Because guess what? I'm dead.
I'd keep it in a box. I'd use it for a catcher's mitt.
Please use. Everything's very well preserved.
I think people think it's just too creepy. Your uterus is well preserved?
Sure.
It's low mileage.
Only
one owner. So one
I
owner.
only drive it to and from church on Sunday, and that's it.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Good.
Good.
Please
Okay.
have it.
All right.
Take my uterus.
Do 847. The mayor's on the phone.
Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson. Good morning, Mayor Wilson. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Not bad. Not bad.
Good.
We're it's moving into the fall season here and getting close to ski season, I guess. And parking ordinances at Cottonwood Canyon. What's the deal?
Well, our county council just passed a change in the parking ordinance, and the revised ordinance sets higher penalties for parking in prohibited areas.
Like what?
So if you're one of the cars that lines up in an area that says no parking on the canyon road, you're going to get, unfortunately or fortunately, depending how you're looking at it, a not-so-great fine, and likely $150.
Wow.
There's some offenses that are $75, but most, for the purposes I've described, will be $150.
So where are those? Where are those? I mean, there are just. Are we talking at the mouth of the canyon, or at the resorts, or both, or?
At the resorts. But both. We want to keep the canyon road running. We need it to, and the county doesn't. We're not really in the business of traffic management. We are an unincorporated area, so we're not in the business of doing this very often. We're not
Mhm.
a city, but we need that canyon to run well for us all.
Yeah.
So, if you're somebody who's done that in the past, you're going to have to find a solution at the resorts, make the reservations for the ones that are doing that, and get up there early for the others, but no more parking on the road.
So everybody's getting excited about the prospect of having Winter Olympics again. I would assume you're among the people who are kind of excited about that. There was some talk about, remember back when we had the Olympics and all the infrastructure that we got as a result of that. We got a rebuilt I-15. We got all these wonderful Olympic facilities. We got tracks, all of that kind of stuff. And then I heard people saying, so if we do it again, maybe the government will pay for the gondola. Is that in the cards somehow?
I don't believe it is. The venues have been set already, believe it or not.
Mhm.
There was a lot of work done by the bid committee staff. And just for a little background, I actually worked for the Olympic Games. I was one of the 3 or 4 leaders that ran the volunteer program. So the recruitment, the management. So I was actually at the games working for 2 to 3 years. And the same leadership team, with the exception of Mitt Romney, many of the leaders are working on how the games will be staged in 30 or more likely 34 now, we've heard. And they have already selected venues and they're entering into contracts. So there is not a contract with Snowbird or Alta or Brighton or Solitude. So the idea that Snowbird or Snowbird or Alta would benefit for their, Winter Olympics through the gondola is just not the case. So at that point, the only benefit would be, hey, for those who are in favor of the gondola, isn't this great? Look how cool. Now, remember, the gondola has a limited number of parking stalls at the base of the canyon. So that thing would fill just immediately. And with the potential demand of people wanting to experience it, it would just create, I think, with the overcrowding that happens during the Olympics that's managed and managed well, it would just create more challenges. So I don't think it's likely that will lead to an advancement of the of the gondola, the Olympics.
Okay.
But I suppose it could happen, and we're doing our best, those that oppose the gondola, to manage any outcome or any element that might come up, and we'll watch that one. But there won't be any Olympic Games up Little Cottonwood Canyon, and that's a good thing.
All right. And then you seem to be, because I have notes here, excited about Pumpkin Days at Wheeler Farm. What? Yeah. Tell us what is so wonderful about Pumpkin Days at Wheeler Farm.
Well, Salt Lake County, as you're well aware, has an incredible number of venues and activities and benefits for the community. In fact, I was just a week ago enjoying the eclipse with the planetarium.
Yes.
So the event that we're highlighting right now is Pumpkin Days at Wheeler Farm. And if you haven't been out to Wheeler Farm, I suggest you do. It's a great place to take a walk, take your families. Pumpkin Days will be all the fun Halloween-related stuff. Mazes, corn pits, cow train rides, wagon rides, a pumpkin patch. And it's a really fun place to be, especially with this beautiful weather. So get there soon before the weather changes.
I haven't been to Wheeler Farm in an awful long time, so
it has been a while.
I should go.
Yeah.
And I assume you can buy pumpkins there as well.
Yeah, and we have a new education center there. So if your station wanted to do a little retreat, you can rent the education center and kind of enjoy nature right in the heart of Salt Lake County. And Wheeler Farm, it's in Murray. It's literally like the center point of Salt Lake County, which for some people, not that I'm saying this, but if you tend to be Salt Lake City oriented, it's actually 63rd South and 9th East, and that's the dead center of our county.
And it's pretty interesting to have a farm right in the center of the urban area. I think that's pretty. Like I said, I haven't been there in a long time, but I remember that they grow things there.
Yeah, that's one of Katie's favorite farmers markets that she goes to.
So Pumpkin
great
Days.
farmers market.
At Wheeler Farm.
Just go. Wheeler Farm, head to our website to learn more.
Okay.
Lovely.
Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson, thanks so much for being with us.
Great. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Pumpkins.
Pumpkins. I like to say pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin chunkin.
Pumpkin chunkin?
Mm-hmm. You got those cannons, and you shoot the pumpkins. It's exciting.
Or a pumpkin drop. Those are fun, too.
Oh, yeah.
Is a pumpkin drop off a building or something like that?
Yeah, you just drop it. It's exactly what it sounds like.
We go up on the top floor of this building and
I was going to say,
chunk the pumpkin.
We got a good 12 stories.
We do. Yeah.
And a parking lot right below.
We do.
I don't
Make
know.
some phone calls
I don't know if any of the windows open up.
No, we'd go up on top.
I'll call my pumpkin drop
See if you
guy.
can get building maintenance to let us up on the roof.
Call somebody.
Okay.
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they'll get to that before they.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Traffic, please.
Traffic. The only thing to report on is that crash southbound I-15 just before the point of the mountain going into Orem. I would say, text me anything else that you're seeing, but that is the last batch of traffic that I'm going to report on. So sorry, Charlie, not happening. That's all brought to you by Boostique, is your local wine and cocktail accessory emporium for Halloween barware, including vampire wine glasses and skull shot glasses, Day of the Dead corkscrews, flasks, and more. Open Monday through Saturday, 11-ish to 7, located at 315 East Broadway with free parking.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song with what? Oh, the Boner Recap.
Yes.
Easy game to play.
Yep.
So damned easy. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner, and it's easy today. I'll bet you didn't even have to listen. So 877-602-9696, line up now. You could take your time with it because the song we're going to play is kind of long. So,
Or get in, because I got Guns N' Roses tickets to give out, and they're coming to town next week.
Guns N' Roses tickets for the Boner Recap.
Yeah.
All right. 877-602-9696. RandLife.com/X96.
Here's what you need to do. Go to, now Rand Life does home mortgages. They're known for that in the Valley. They've been in business here in the Valley a long time. Local mortgage company. They've got some real estate investment loans that they're offering too. If you go to DSCR.net, that stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. That's the kind of loan it is, a debt service coverage ratio loan. And if you're a real estate investor, that's going to start meaning something to you. You can expand and consolidate your investments with the DSCR loan from Rand Life Home Loans. You can finance up to $6.25 million. Nothing to sneeze at. You can consolidate and expand your investment portfolio to 50 properties and qualify with cash flow rather than standard debt-to-income ratio. So look it over. Just take the next step. Go to Rand Life Home Loans. Go to DSCR.net. That'll do it.
X96.
So you want to go after that? Which one? You want to do the one we were just listening to?
Oh, we got 3 of them. Might as well. I think we can do them.
Okay, can we get to all of them?
I think maybe.
We'll start with the one. And a listener, I don't have his name in front of me. Do you?
Greg.
Greg was listening to the show yesterday.
Should I just read this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Hi, Radio from Hell. I have some of my favorite recordings from your show that I wanted to share. At the end of today's show, Bill read a full list of things that sound like compliments but really are insults. I have here an example of Gina doing that very thing.
Okay.
And then he says, and then he sends a couple of other favorites. So I guess these other 2 are not examples of that.
No, the one is, there's another one people may remember when we were told by a consultant that we ought to use a timer, and we destroyed the timer.
Oh, that's on our best of CD.
And then there's one, he likes your impression of Andy Rooney.
Which I don't even remember.
Let's listen.
All right, but this is the compliment that's not a compliment?
I can't imagine I did that.
Backhanded compliment.
All right, here we go.
You know, Howard Stern,
Don't you admire his...
He was a pioneer, that's the only thing.
No, I'm serious, though. He's someone that does what you do, and he's been very successful at it. You don't admire that? No? Not even a little bit?
Gina,
I don't like him.
Gina, again, your unerring ability to insult someone while sounding so pleasant and so nice and reasonable. He's somebody who does what you do, but he's very successful at it.
I didn't mean it the way it sounded.
It goes on. There's some.
There's a bit more here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So thanks a lot, Gina. Thanks for, and thank me for dragging your sorry ass along all of these years. Why don't you while you're at it? All right? Let's get out of here. So we got to do a promo.
That's a backhanded compliment.
I didn't mean it the way it sounded.
I know, but that's what it was. You want to hear the timer or Andy Rooney?
Let's see what we got here.
Okay. Lie down, try over there.
Radio from Hell, Carrie, Bill, Gina,
Give it to
X96.
Give it to me.
So we have to do the
Give it to me. Give me the damn timer.
Spanish language lesson.
Give me the timer.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
What's he?
Give me this.
What is that?
This. Here's your timer, okay? Here's the consultant's timer. What?
Come on.
Is it
Where'd
breaking?
it go? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the timer.
It's broken. That's all right. He did that with a trailer hitch.
It was back when we had just trailer hitches.
Where'd that
lying
trailer
there.
hitch come from?
I don't know.
No, we had a trailer hitch in the studio.
I know, and I don't
for
know
the
why.
longest time.
What is this, like hee-haw? What is this?
I just like it. Where did that trailer hitch come from?
We had, but it was in the studio.
I know.
It was in the studio
Just in case.
for years, and nobody asked, nobody cared. It just kind of sat in the corner, like all that crap that's over there right now.
So we used it to destroy this timer that a consultant said, you really ought to put a timer on your bits so that they don't go too long.
That was several consultants ago.
Yeah.
And I don't remember my Andy Rooney impression.
Oh, I do.
Let's see, here we go.
And one other quick thing I should mention made me think of it in the Celebutard. Andy Rooney collapsed, is in the hospital.
You ever notice now that I don't have a purpose in life?
Didn't we say? We said it would kill him, yeah. He does. Now, people are speculating, and I think it may be true, that he knew he was kind of ill, and that's why he...
I don't have anywhere to go. I mean, what am I going to do? Really? I'm not going to play golf. I hate golf. Golf's a stupid game.
Not going out to dinner with your family.
I don't like my family. I don't like going to dinner.
They don't like you much either, do
You know when you get the folded napkin, and you leave it on your chair, and you go to the bathroom, and you come back, and the waiter's already folded it. I hate that.
I'm going to be so sad when he dies because Carrie won't be able to do his impression.
I don't feel right about doing the impression because nobody knows or cares who he is.
Well, Greg cared.
Yeah.
Greg, apparently.
I thought that was exceptionally funny. That's back in the past when we did things.
When we did things.
Those were really good bits, all of them, I thought.
Well, let's just play these for our current consultant and say that it was Wednesday's show.
Yeah, let's do
Here you go. Here's some highlights from Wednesday's show.
Yeah.
Listen to those.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man, I thought that was great, but I wonder, is Andy Rooney topical enough?
Andy Rooney wasn't topical 10 years ago when we did that.
Yeah. How I don't know how it is. That bit's at least 10 years old, maybe older.
How old? Yeah.
Greg, if you know, send us the dates.
Let us know.
I think it's amazing that he was able to dig those up too.
And what's interesting is it sounds like he recorded them off of a radio.
Andy Rooney collapsed in 2011, so that's
wow.
Yeah, 12 years.
So that's when it was.
Wow. Well, it's so long that I couldn't remember how I did my Andy Rooney impression.
It was good. It was a good one. I don't know. Why did that thing about the napkin pop into your mind? Do you know?
No, it's just the kind of thing he would.
Yeah.
You know, he would grab onto those stupid little things, and it would bug him for some reason. And I'm like,
what do I have all these paper clips for? Things like that.
Where do they make paper clips?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Is there one factory or many? Are we reusing the paper clips? I've never bought paper clips in my life. Have you ever bought paper clips?
No.
How does the paperclip industry stay in business?
Always there.
They're just there.
Yeah. That's exactly. I think, unfortunately, you sort of think like Andy.
I don't. No, that's the thing is I don't think those things on my own. I don't care about paper clips. I don't have questions.
You have no questions.
No, but Andy Rooney would.
So it's weird. I wonder where he hit upon that, because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a bit out of questioning things that are just mundane, just so mundane. What are your shoelaces? You have a little plastic thing on the end of the shoelace. I think they call it an aglet. Where did they ever come up with that name? Things like that.
Okay.
You can podcast the show. You can go back in the archives.
How far back do the archives go? I don't know.
Long time.
And we're lucky to have them because I've been trying to put some stuff together for my dad.
Mm-hmm. Some past shows that he's done.
And they don't exist.
Not many.
It's really actually
if recordings of his show.
Yeah, if anybody's listening that has recordings of my dad's show from back then, because they're just not. He existed in a time when it wasn't,
Because there was that recording that somebody sent us where he interviewed
the Lafferty.
The Lafferty.
Yeah, one of the Lafferty brothers. Yeah. And that was interesting to hear.
Yeah, but just his regular show.
But not his regular show. There must be somewhere.
So years ago, I got contacted by a librarian up at the University of Utah. And he said, we have, we collect things up here, archives for the community, and we would like you, do you have any old tapes and things of your old shows and stuff? And I said, I have a whole box of stuff under my desk that some of it's on digital tape that nobody has DAT recorders anymore. Some of it's on reel-to-reel. I have boxes and boxes of stuff. Do you want it? And he said, yeah. And they came and got it. And it was, and I never followed up. I did once. And somebody said, oh, yeah, the stuff is still here. We had trouble finding a digital recorder.
A DAT player.
But I wonder what's become of that because they wanted to make a collection out of it.
I don't know.
Because, we've got a bunch of stuff still on DAT.
Yeah.
And we don't have a DAT player to play it in.
My dad gave a bunch of reel-to-reels to somebody similar to that, and they said, oh, I'll transfer these to disc. But it wasn't his show. It was like Kerry has all of his sound effects and little drops and things in the computer here. But my dad had them all on reels or on carts.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of that stuff on cart and reel that are just gathering dust.
So all I have is a bunch of sound effects and funny songs and things, but it's not his show. It's the stuff he would use on his show.
Well, I would like to have access to a reel-to-reel and all that stuff so I could transfer it to a hard drive or a...
I'll bet you can buy a reel-to-reel player, used on eBay or something,
or like a pawn shop
for not a lot of money too.
Probably even a DAT player.
Probably.
According to Katie, if you go to Spreaker, which is where the Radio from Hell podcast is hosted, you can go back to May 17th, 2017.
2017.
That's the first podcast episode on Spreaker. So there you go.
Okay.
Just cuz.
Nice.
9:07.
Gabe in Layton says that he likes the Smiths.
Layton.
Gabe.
It's a hotbed of Smith. There's a Smiths fan club there. It's been there for 30 years.
I know there's a Smiths there.
It's Smiths fan club, too.
All right. Well, let's see. It is time for the Boner Recap.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, do we have a contestant? Scott. What was that?
I don't know.
Scott? Did you say
Scott?
Oh,
Yes.
Scott. Hi, Scott.
Scott is here.
Scott, are you there?
How are you doing?
Good. Where?
Yes, I am.
Where are you calling from, Scott?
I am in. Where am I?
I don't know.
I'll call it Salt Lake City.
Okay,
Sure.
good.
He's
Yeah.
in the Smiths. He's
Might as
lost
well.
in the Smiths.
Scott, how this works is I'm going to read 3 boner candidates from earlier today, and you tell me the winner, and you will win. Oh, is it the big prize?
The big prize. I've been
Yeah.
making people salivate over these tickets all damn morning.
Mm-hmm.
Guns N' Roses.
Performing over at the Delta Center this next Tuesday, the 24th.
Sounds pretty cool, huh, Scott?
It does.
Have you now? Did you listen earlier and hear the boner candidates?
No, the one day this week I didn't hear him. So
Uh-oh. Well, then Troy and Paige need to hang on, just in case Scott's.
They need to hang on.
All right, but Scott, I'll tell you,
it was a blowout.
It's pretty easy, but so let me run through these, and you tell me who the winner was. Number 1 was well, these aren't my pants. This is a story of a man who was arrested. Deputies searched him, and they found drugs in the pockets of his clothing, his pants. He was wearing some shorts under his sweatpants, and when they found the drugs, he went, well, these aren't my pants. They didn't buy it. They arrested him. Boner candidate number 2 was a likely candidate for Father of the Year, I would say, Antonio Brown. So he was a professional athlete of some kind at one time. He is making a big deal out of paying child support. He went to jail for a few days, as a matter of fact, because he wouldn't pay up on his child support, and he's finally paid it. But then he releases videos singing rap songs about what a money hungry grubber his ex-wife is, and yeah, Father of the Year. And then boner candidate number 3, titled "Good Grief." Burgess Owens is fighting hard to win the title "Stupidest Member of Congress." Burgess Owens in Congress, holding up a copy of the Bible and making the wild claim that in 1963 the federal government banned the Bible, and that kids in school, there are no Bibles in schools anymore, and nobody's reading the Bible anymore because they banned it.
It's all just wrong.
It's just not
yeah.
not true. In 1963, there was a lawsuit that was filed and won by the plaintiff that said reading the Bible aloud in public schools is probably not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. So you can't do that. You can't read it aloud, but there are still Bibles in school libraries.
And the president is sworn in using a Bible.
Yeah.
It's not banned.
It's not banned, but Burgess seemed to think it is.
As Nick said, it's in every hotel room.
So there you go, the 3 candidates. Who do you suspect, Scott, was the winner?
Well, as much as I would like it to be Antonio Brown, since I'm not a big fan of his, I'm going to go with number 3.
Yeah, it's Burge.
B.O.
Because that was just beyond dumb.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, congratulations. You're going to go see Guns N' Roses. Woohoo.
Hey, I really appreciate it.
Sure, hang on the line. Somebody will tell you what you need to do to get your tickets.
Thanks, Scott.
Oh. Well, we're getting reports.
Yes.
About Dave and his electric bike.
Well, I saw that. It said Dave is not going to be coming here on his electric bike. He's already had a couple of accidents.
But luckily, he was wearing his helmet.
Did he get a helmet?
He did get a helmet.
All right.
But the doctor, we'll have to ask him about this. The doctor said, well, why don't you get a Jazzy instead of this trike? Because it's not stable enough. It's too fast.
What's a Jazzy?
It's 4 wheels.
It's kind of like when those grocery carts that you see that people use. A smaller and, in with a basket at the grocery store.
Oh, that'd be fun.
For people who, I keep thinking I ought to use one of those.
Yeah?
But I'd be embarrassed to do it because I can walk around the grocery store.
Well, let's paint flames on it, and then you won't be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And a big skull flag on the back.
And it'll give you the illusion of that you're going faster than you really are.
Yeah. No, so I had some back treatment a couple of weeks ago, and I feel great.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty agonizing for me to walk around a grocery store. I have even if I'm only getting 3 items, I would take a cart because I can lean on the cart, and then it's not quite so bad. But these shots that I got in my back have just been miraculous. Miraculous.
That's good.
And Nick, you asked me this morning, how long will it last? And I said, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we get some more, I said, if it starts to hurt again, I'll get more shots. And,
There you go. All right. All that leftover news,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to shine in our next break. Stand by for that. And then Dave will be here for Boner of the Week. Stand by.
I have a funny bathroom story.
Okay.
A public bathroom story.
Okay.
And
All
Bill
right.
will like this because I tend to attract weirdos in public bathrooms. There was the incident years ago at a truck stop in Panguitch. We won't get into that one. I'll tell you that after. But so I'm going to the Duran Duran show. This is Saturday night, right?
Mhm.
So I'm at the Delta Center. There's like 20,000 people. It's sold out. Great show, by the way.
Okay.
But before Duran Duran goes on, I have to use the men's room. So I go and take care of my business. I'm at the sink washing my hands, okay? And I see in the mirror a dude kind of looking at me. And I'm like, oh, he probably knows that I'm Todd Newcomb because, kind of obvious. But I don't think he did. He's like, whoa, you got blue hair, man. It's like a blue Skittle. Yeah, blue Skittle. Yeah, blue Skittle hair. And he's obviously had a couple of beverages, And I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, hey, great. And that was it. And I tell my wife that just happened, and then we go and we watch Duran Duran. So the next night, you're not going to believe this, the next night it's The Cure. Okay. So we go to the Delta Center again.
Yeah.
And we're seated on a completely mirror opposite side of the arena.
Okay.
Totally different seats. And before The Cure goes on, and go do my thing in the men's room, and I go in there, and I'm at the sink again, and I'm not even kidding you. The same dude. I look in the mirror, and it's the same guy. Whoa, blue Skittle hair! You're here again! Woo! And at that point, I high-fived him. We did a one-arm embrace, and I'm like, dude, we got to hang out. So 2 nights in a row.
So you made a date with a guy in a bathroom is what I'm getting from this.
Apparently I did because of my blue hair. And I'm blue Skittle hair, at least in his book. But that's just the weirdest thing that 2 nights in a row.
It is odd.
Different crowd of people. I mean, a lot of people were there for both shows, but God, that was just bizarre.
I'm surprised he didn't know who you are.
I almost thought of saying,
Don't you know who I am?
I was going to say, the Bill alread. But
he would have said,
and then I would have said,
he would have said, well, you're Bill Allred.
Yes, and I would have totally owned that. And there you go. So that was weird. I also saw, everyone, The Cure, there were more people that I recognized and that I knew and that knew me at The Cure show.
Than Duran Duran.
I bumped into our buddy Dallin Weeks from I Don't Know How, But They Found Me.
Oh, Dallin was there.
Yeah, he was there with his teenage daughter.
Really?
She was seeing The Cure for the first time, and I thought that was cute.
My offspring went as well and bought a Cure tour T-shirt.
Yes.
And has been wearing it around town, and practically they go with my wife, they say, hey, you went to The Cure? How was it? Everybody loves The Cure.
And it was a young, you had, for The Cure, there were more young people there than Duran Duran by far. We were seated next to a couple of teenage girls, and I kind of leaned over, like, hey, have you ever seen The Cure before? She's like, no, we're new fans. And it was adorable because they knew all the songs. They were singing along to all of them, even the deep stuff that The Cure played.
Yeah.
And they just had a great time. And I leaned over to one of them because it was when Robert was dancing around during Close to Me. And I says, I just love it when he dances because it's cute, the way Robert awkwardly dances. And she's like, oh, I know. He dances like my Nana.
Wait a minute.
Where's the same makeup?
Wait a minute.
as well?
Who said that? Who said that to you?
That was the girls, the teenagers sitting next to us.
Well, that might have been my offspring because they said to me, Robert Smith dances just like Nana.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my wife's mother. He does this kind of.
Well, all right, you'll have to compare notes.
Show me some photos.
Compare notes later.
Okay.
Okay, 9:19 right now. And all that leftover news. Give it some love. Brought to you by.
Experience the magic and enchantment of Cat and Cauldron, your premier destination for all things occult and metaphysical in Taylorsville, catandcauldron.com.
I'm guessing because it's Cat and Cauldron, it's magic with a K.
No.
It should be.
This ain't Mortal Kombat rules.
Well, I'm looking at the police blotter here
Mhm.
of the Times News serving eastern Juab County. A nice place to live.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Times News for October 18th. I don't know how often the Times News comes out, but here, this is from Nephi. Officers responded to a report of a dog off its leash running around on the highway. Officers responded to the reported area, but they were unable to locate the dog. Mitt Romney thought Fox News could be jealous of his former colleagues' ratings. That's Sean Hannity's former colleagues' ratings. He said it was prompting him to become more. He's talking about Sean Hannity. Mitt Romney talking about Sean Hannity.
Okay, all right.
And Sean Hannity apparently has become more extreme than ever.
He has. Well, now with Tucker gone.
Well, and that's Mitt Romney says, I can only imagine that Sean is consumed with Tucker Carlson being ahead of him, and his everyday effort is to find ways to reclaim the throne as the most watched. Now, I
was going to say, how old is this
Tucker
story?
is gone. Well, this is in his book.
Oh, okay.
In the book about Mitt Romney.
Oh, okay.
Now that Tucker's gone, but he's still just as extreme as he was while he was trying to compete with Tucker.
Yeah.
He's in the same vein as Tucker, not as effective as Tucker. Tucker is a lot smarter than Mitt Romney.
Well,
according to Tucker's a lot smarter than Sean Hannity, according to Romney.
Well, here's the thing, Mitt. Tucker's gone because he was too extreme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you want to take that chapter out of your book.
Well, it's on the record now.
I guess so. And Tucker, where'd he go? He went to Twitter.
Is he still on doing stuff on Twitter?
He's trying, but people are leaving Twitter. It's every day there's a story about how Twitter's dying on the vine because of Elon Musk.
It's horrible.
Well, and where are they going? Because I want to go there.
That's the thing. There's not one place that is.
They don't seem to be going to Threads.
Yeah,
No.
Threads is not.
Nobody can get a Blue Sky code.
Blue Sky codes. That's what's screwing Blue Sky is their code thing. Is
Release it.
People are doing more Instagram than ever.
More
I think,
Instagram.
and TikTok.
Yeah.
The top Halloween costumes. This is according to a website called Frightgeist. And it breaks it down by state, but if you look at it by state, almost every state is Barbie.
Yeah.
But just nationally, Barbie is the number one selling costume so far. And then followed by number 2, a princess. Just a generic princess.
Okay.
Number 3, Spider-Man. Number 4, a witch. Number 5, a fairy. Number 6 is Wednesday Addams. Number 7, I don't know, a dinosaur?
Sure.
Okay.
Good old basic.
Then followed by a cowboy,
Okay.
a ninja, and a bunny.
All the classics.
A bunny rounds out the top 10, but number 11 is a rabbit. so it's bunny, and then for those who, it's a rabbit. There you go.
The surveyor's making the hard distinction.
Number 12 is a pirate, and number 13 is Princess Peach.
That surprises me because I did my walkthrough of Spirit Halloween recently, and I didn't see most of those costumes that you mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. They got to have a cowboy in
There's
it.
lots of mobsters and Harley Quinn outfits and animatronics that are way too expensive to put in my apartment complex. But
Uganda's president is not happy with his country's lucrative market for upcycled clothing that comes in as imports from Western countries like the U.S. or those in Europe. Wholesalers will sell previously worn clothing bundles from other nations to businessmen in Uganda, and then have the order shipped in to sell to markets like the Owino market in Kampala. Customers go to these markets to search for well-made attire that will often come at a fair price because it's been worn before.
Yeah.
Uganda's president, however,
Not happy with
Yoweri Museveni, has signaled that he opposes this industry because, according to him, and he knows, all of that clothing comes from dead people.
Well, it might, yeah.
Museveni, the semi-authoritarian leader who's been in power since 1986, said, when a white person dies, they gather their clothes and send them to Africa. The practice by middlemen of importing used clothing into various countries in East Africa is quite prevalent, apparently. But he says you shouldn't be buying it because it's all from dead people. Okay, sure.
So?
If it's ethically donated and clean,
Yeah,
who cares?
I mean, yeah.
Not too many toddlers can claim to be world record holders, but 19-month-old Blair Puttkamer helped her mother, Alyssa, break the world record for the fastest women's marathon pushing a stroller. According to Puttkamer, a Utah resident, after the first 2 miles, she and Blair were 10 seconds under their goal pace. But at that point, Blair wasn't having it. Blair started crying and continued to cry inconsolably for 7 miles.
Come on, Blair.
Which was torture for me. Tough it out, Blair!
Walk it off.
She finally drifted off to sleep for 3 miles and was happy and calm the rest of the race. Thank goodness, said Puttkamer. When we finally rounded the last turn and sprinted to the finish, everyone was cheering. It didn't really sink in that I had broken the record. There's a picture of Ms. Puttkamer and Blair at X96.
Blair.
At x96.com/live. What?
And Blair,
I
who
was
was crying her way through it.
Ms. Puttkamer and Blair, their time of 3:02.54, 3 hours of 2 minutes 54 seconds, was shattered the previous world record of 3 hours 10 minutes and 26 seconds. Puttkamer is a single mother and said she was motivated by coaching great John Wooden's motto, "Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do." Okay. Saturday Night Live's top 5 memorable sketches as recommended by fans.
Okay.
Of course, Saturday Night Live has been on since 1975. I've forgotten this, but it wasn't Saturday Night Live at first. It was just Saturday
It was
night.
NBC's Saturday Night.
Yeah.
Howard Cosell hosted.
Yep.
Originally.
As of 1980, the show was rebranded to Saturday Night Live, and it's been making people laugh ever since. Well, when it comes to the top sketches, let's see, who did this? Study Finds, it's a website, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They researched across multiple sources to bring you today's list of the 5 best SNL skits of all time.
Okay.
Number 1, More Cowbell.
Of course.
Pretty damn good. More Cowbell. And then number 2, Wayne's World. I guess just any Wayne's Worlds, but they said this. Any Wayne's World sketch
Because they
is
were
pretty
all
good.
essentially the same.
Yeah,
So.
and then you know.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting. Number 3. This one made me sad. The Chippendales audition.
Yes.
It made me sad.
It's a very divisive sketch.
Because Chris Farley, I mean, God bless him, he went for it, but,
Yeah.
but should they have put him on display like
Well,
that?
Bob Odenkirk, who created, a lot of the sketches, he wrote a lot of them. He always felt like that one was
too much.
They were making fun of him instead of laughing with him.
Yeah. Number 4, as again, it's Farley, and this one I like, Matt Foley.
Well,
of course, yeah.
Down by the river.
Again, a character created by Bob Odenkirk.
And Chris Farley just played it so well, and he'd throw himself on a piece of furniture. And you know who made those sketches work really well, of course, was Phil Hartman.
Oh, yeah.
Playing the dad, because he was just so straight ahead, and so he just made those sketches work.
Phil may be one of the best Saturday Night Live cast members that ever
I think he may be the
graced
best.
that stage.
I
Yeah.
think he may be the
Could be.
best. Celebrity Jeopardy, pretty good.
Always good.
That's
Always
number 5.
funny.
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
Where's Bassomatic?
They just did 5, and that wasn't that wasn't among them.
Bassomatic was funny.
I kind of like the one where Dan Aykroyd is Julia Child and ends up almost bleeding, blood spurting everywhere,
bleeding to death.
Yeah. Let's see, and finally, the top 10 states with the dirtiest mouths in the U.S. They swear more than any other state, and I only bring it up because I thought, well, certainly Utah is not on it, and it's not.
We're not.
But number 10 on the list. Idaho.
Another reason to write off Idaho, right
Yeah.
there.
What they did was look at posts, social media posts, and calculate how many dirty words were in social media posts from what part of the country. The state with the dirtiest mouth, Texas, 6.9 curse words per post. Idaho, 4.2 curse words per post, and most of those were "Damn it, I live in Idaho."
Yeah. Well, what qualifies as a curse word in this survey?
Let's see if they say.
Like the ones
the
FCC
classics,
would get mad at us for, or the soft curses like "damn"?
They don't say here in this.
Because some people take
abbreviated
umbrage
story.
with the word "moist," right?
Well, it's not a curse word.
It's not
though.
a curse, but a dirty word is different than a curse word.
It's
So
not a
is it
dirty word either.
To some people, it is.
What? Then they're stupid.
I agree, but what's a dirty word?
Well,
we can't.
There are dirty words that I can't say on the radio.
Well, text us your dirty words then, I guess.
No,
I could say
don't wanna
don't
see
do that. I mean, Nick, I could say, yeah, you got a lot of spunk.
Uh-huh.
Now there's another meaning for that word, and it's pretty dirty.
Sure.
So
Why don't we just move along and
yeah,
do the weather?
I don't know why you wanted to drag me down into this.
Weather. Dirty word free is you got 54 degrees right now. We're going to climb to a high of 77 degrees in the afternoon as the weather has been updating throughout the morning. It looks like we'll get a high of 78 this Sunday. That's going to taper off into the next week. That is your weather.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you listen to Radio from Hell in your car.
There was a boy, a very strange enchanted boy.
That boy is Kyle Brown, our son Kyle, who's been with this program since he was, in fact, a very young guy, 15 years old or so. Kyle is, he contributed to the show for many years, and then we kind of broke up for a while. We learned that Kyle was ill. He has ALS, which is a fatal condition, and Lou Gehrig's disease is what it is. And Kyle has been writing us letters on a weekly basis because he can't really talk anymore. You can't understand what he says. His speech is so affected by the ALS. And this is the latest letter from Kyle Brown. I give them all titles. This one is The Goats, Happiness, and the Cure. A while back, my wife had bought 2 tickets to 2 new wave bands, Duran Duran and The Cure. One played this past Saturday night, the other on Sunday. She bought them in hopes that I could go. I did go to Duran Duran Saturday because she really wanted me to. And they were the last band on our bucket list that we had never seen. She got us box seats through a dirty politician that gifted them to us. By the way, the box seats, they're not really that good. People paying for them are getting hosed. It was largely difficult and humiliating, but my wife was very happy, so it was worth it. And I think it was humiliating to him and difficult because of his ALS. We got new neighbors to the west of us a couple of weeks ago. The 2 lots on the west side of our home are huge underground water tanks owned by the city. I guess they didn't want to mow the weeds down this year, so they have put out 4 goats, much to the delight of my wife and daughter. They see it as getting pet goats, and they aren't totally responsible for them. The cats are pissed, though, because I guess they're paying more attention to the goats than the cats at this point. I didn't see the tall grass being eaten down by those goats very much, but that's probably because they're being fed pizza crusts and apple cores and a variety of delicious leftovers from our house. The goats often just sit and wait by our fence, banging their huge horns against the chain link. The goats, that is, not my wife and daughter. It's June, so I should be starting practices with our high school mountain bike team. I used to absolutely love this time of year. For several years, I lived in a small home at the base of Farmington Canyon. At 6 a.m., 3 days a week, we would meet just up the road from my home for training rides. We watched the sunrise over Davis County from a couple of thousand feet above the city. Afterwards, I'd ride home now about 8:30, sweaty and dusty, I'd hose off my bike and clean it in the morning sun. I'd been through hell in my life. I'd had money, then I'd been broke. I had a big house, and then I'd been homeless. All this was to make me realize what happiness is. And I realized I was happy, and I knew how good these moments were, and so I really soaked them in. Now it's June of 2023, and I can't reach the top of my head to scratch it. I'm writing this on Sunday night while my wife and daughter are at the Cure concert. One of their favorite songs by the Cure is new. It's called And Nothing Is Forever. They listen to it and they cry, as is proper with any Cure song. I'll end with a verse from it. This is the verse from the song. Promise you'll be with me in the end. Say we'll be together and you won't forget. For however far away, you will remember me in time. And I know my world has grown old. But it really doesn't matter if you say we'll be together. If you promise you'll be with me in the end. Promise you'll be with me in the end. Gosh damn, that Robert Smith can write. Cheers, everyone. Have a fantastic week. Look over there. You brought up the word moist, Nick, as being a word that some people don't like. They don't like the sound of it. It kind of gives them the creeps. And some guy in the chat room sent this list, moist and 28 other gross-sounding English words that everyone hates.
All right. Well, it's a list, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is from something called the Thought Catalog, and I don't agree with most of this. I mean, there are some words that I kind of go, ugh.
All right.
But moist is not one of them. Number 2, blog. These are words that get under some people's skin. Number 3, lugubrious.
What does that even mean?
It means sluggish and slow.
Okay.
Yoke. Number 4, yoke. That's fine.
Sure.
Number 5, gurgle. It's fine. There are 2 number 5s here for some reason. Phlegm.
Phlegm.
Phonetically, it's fine.
I mean, I don't care for phlegm, but it's a thing, but the word is okay.
It's fun to say.
Fetus. Now, here's a word. I kind of don't like this word. Curd.
Curd?
Curd.
I don't mind curd.
Like large curd.
That's a fun word.
Large curd.
It's a good insult.
Smear. Yeah.
I don't mind smear.
Yeah, what's wrong with smear?
Squirt.
It's one of my favorite beverages.
Yeah.
Chunky.
Chunky?
Oh, that's a good pet name, right? Like, oh, look at that little chunky boy.
Number 12, maggots.
Yeah.
Now here's one. Viscous.
Viscous.
It's viscous.
It's fun to say.
I like it for the reason people dislike that word. It attacks with the tip of your tongue, right?
Queasy.
Queasy.
Bulbous.
Bulbous is that one's kind of.
Now here's a pretty good one. This is kind of a creepy word. Pustule.
Yeah.
I think that's the first word you've said in this whole list that might elicit a physical reaction from you.
Pustule. Yeah. Is that a pustule?
Yeah.
Ooh. And is that pustule festering?
Fester.
Fester.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
okay, those 2 are good.
And does it secrete something?
Secretion.
Okay, those 3 are pretty.
Yeah.
And then we go to 19, munch.
No.
I don't mind munch.
Not
20.
at all.
Now 20, I don't know why, but I've never cared for this word. I don't like to say panties. I don't.
I think it's a funny word.
I don't know why, but I just don't like to say the word panties.
Why? It's taboo, maybe,
No,
to some degree?
I don't know. Like, why can't we just say underwear, you know?
Well, we have boxers, so what's wrong with panties?
Well, there's a difference.
I guess.
Are you wearing panties?
What if I am?
I don't care. Number 21, clogged.
Clogged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 22, again, these are English words that people don't like to say, don't like the sound of them.
Mhm.
Vomit.
Vomit is, that's...
Jowls.
Jowls.
That's not a gross word.
I would say vomit, back to vomit.
Yeah.
On its own, fine. Vomitus.
Vomitus.
That's where you...
That's got some oomph
Yeah,
behind it.
you're adding
yeah.
some...
No. Number 24, dripping.
Dripping, no.
25, roaches. Roaches?
Roaches.
Roaches?
Yeah.
Just bugs. That's one maybe. 27, mucus.
Mucus is a good one.
Phlegm, I think, is worse than mucus.
You think phlegm?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a phlegm guy over a mucus.
Or a mucus?
Bro.
I think if you say mucus with a B, bucus, like you have a cold.
Yeah.
Bucus.
There's a lot of mucus in my
Oh, I
nose.
have so much bucus.
Like,
this one, I don't like this word either. Slacks. You wearing slacks?
what don't you like about it? The
I don't know.
imagery
It's
or
just,
the
I don't know.
phonetics?
What about dungarees?
Yes, it's pretty bad too. You can just say pants. You don't have to say, I'm going to wear some slacks. And why are they slacks? I don't understand.
Because they're not jeans.
Yeah,
I
but it's
guess.
not a gross word, right? Is that gross to you?
Yeah. Slurp.
Slurp.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of the list.
Slurp.
Slurp.
Now, see, if we were a real Good Morning show,
Yeah.
we would have been overreacting to most of those, and we didn't.
No.
No.
It's
This was a perfect opportunity to, have some sort of viral thing going where we're all going,
yeah. No, it's to me most of the. I mean, they're just words.
Well, there was those three bangers back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Bulbous, pustule, and fester.
Secrete.
And secrete.
That's very biblical.
Bulbous.
Right? They're gross, and then it implies like a
Pustule.
plague.
Bulbous pustule.
A texter disappointed that the word crotch isn't in there.
Crotch.
Crotch.
Yeah, it's not a very. It's not a very. I mean, it's just
Deserves to be there before jowls. What's gross about jowls?
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd replace jowls with crotch.
Yeah, probably. I would too. Now I have words I really like saying, but I don't get an opportunity to say them very often. One of my favorite words is cudgel.
Cudgel is good.
But when are you ever going to say, I'm going to go get my cudgel and let you have it?
Remind me what a cudgel is.
It's like a little. It's a stick. It's to
like
beat
a
things.
club.
Oh,
a
yeah,
club,
I just
to beat
Googled it,
people with.
yeah.
A cudgel.
Nick says impale.
Yeah, it's not gross. It's violent, right?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Not a lot of those words were necessarily
Somebody
gross.
says they hate the word throbbing.
Throbbing, huh?
Dole whip.
Oh, come on now.
Roses? No, come on.
No.
Oh, that's something different.
Because we can't have our own texting
That's right.
program
Yeah.
is why.
Mm-hmm.
Crotch is not because it's just kind of a crude sort of.
Not over jowls, though. Jowls doesn't belong on there.
No.
That's one thing we agree on.
How about jowly?
Jowly?
You're rather jowly.
Yeah.
Meaning you have jowls?
Sure.
Oh,
Awfully
here's
close to jolly. So
here's one. Discharge.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
discharge.
Discharge should be on there.
It's vague enough and medical enough it lets
Yeah.
your mind wander.
Oh, sputum.
Mm-hmm.
Sputum?
Sputum should be on that list. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Sputum.
Sputum.
A mixture of saliva and mucus coughed up from
Yeah.
the respiratory tracts.
Yeah, it's it's when you spit a gob, it's usually sputum.
Sputum.
One of those.
Mateo Gristle.
Gristle.
Yeah, gristle.
Wasn't there a band? Yeah, there was a band called Throbbing Gristle.
Throbbing Gristle. Gristle's a good one.
Gristle is pretty. Yeah. Penetrate?
Not
That's all right.
gross.
Nah,
It's
nah.
dirty.
No, it's not dirty. You hear it during a football game all the time. They had to penetrate the interior line.
All right. Well, that's.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
There you go. All right. Well,
Good list.
we will.
This is really high level of entertainment there.
I think so.
High class.
Yeah, this show is so political.
I know.
We're going to take a quick break and a song, and we'll be back with Boner of the Week. Dave Mattson, Dave the Flower Guy, will be here to tell us who Boner of the Week is and answer some questions about his trike. Damn it. Damn it, David! Coming up.
Win.
8,000 episodes as of today of the Radio from Hell show. And we have a guest in the studio.
Hang on. We paid for this. So.
Counting down to the 8,000th episode of the Radio from Hell show. Today is episode...
that's the one, 8,000.
8,000,
on X96.
Monty is here in the studio. Monty, the mailman, he brought in just a memorabilia. It's an X96 challenge coin.
Oh,
remember
got
those?
a couple of those, yeah.
And an old freeloader card.
Oh, geez.
Which
that's the black edition. That's OG.
Yeah, and it has a barcode on the back of it, which I don't believe we ever used for anything.
I think it was just there to look official.
But you could. That was a card you used to be able to take into local businesses and get discounts.
It says here, hang on to this card. It's good for all kinds of free stuff. Did you ever get any free stuff using this card, Monty?
No.
No, I didn't think
Oh,
so.
okay.
No.
You know what they're good for, though? Window scraping in the winter.
That's right.
Scraping the ice off your windows.
Yesterday we mentioned that we were nominated and won I guess we were awarded a Pete Suazo Social Justice Award.
Yes.
And our good friend Dr. Paul White sent me a copy of the letter he wrote to help our nomination for that.
Yes.
And let me read just a little bit of it. I've edited it because it's quite lengthy.
And that the plaque, the award itself, is missing in action.
Yeah.
It is lost in the wild somewhere. We'd love to get it back.
Paul wrote, Dr. White wrote, it's my honor and privilege to write a very enthusiastic letter of support concerning the nomination of Carrie Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi for one of the 10th annual Pete Suazo Social Justice Awards. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Psychology at the University of Utah, Ethnic Studies. He goes on to talk about his curriculum vitae. In some ways, it may seem odd to nominate a morning show that is designed for entertainment for an award based on honoring a great person and advocate of social justice. However, when asked to write this letter, I was a bit ashamed that I hadn't thought of nominating Radio from Hell before. It's my hope that you'll see why Radio from Hell is more than just a vehicle for laughs and selling products. When I first arrived in Utah, I wanted to find a radio show that had helped me learn about my new home and played some music I liked and was entertaining. And I came across Radio from Hell and was hooked. The skits about Utah culture are funny. Well, he's talking about the Utah word of the day, you know. And also informative about how people think in Utah and interact with each other. He goes on to talk about the boner of the day, where they take 3 stories from the news, and he says 2 or 3 times a week a candidate is submitted that is related to social justice, especially here in Utah. A lot of the times the candidates are just silly, but sometimes they concern social justice. And then he talks about the news segments, and it goes on. Really nice letter he wrote, and we did, in fact, get a Pete Suazo Social Justice Award. I really would like to find that plaque.
Yes.
Then we heard from interns. A lot of interns have sent in emails.
I'm just surprised they still listen.
Here, let me just get you a couple here.
Do they all start with, you guys still doing that?
I interned from August to December 2007. Period notable for Gina's most recent pregnancy.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Guthrie era, but I really don't remember. I don't remember Gina being around at all. That time also included a big-ass show that was rained out and moved last minute to the Salt Palace.
Yep.
Remember that? And the first Nightmare Before Xmas show. After the internship ended, I was offered a job and worked one day, maybe during an all-day show, but was never contacted after that or given any schedule. And then a few years later, I got a check for $20 that I still have somewhere.
Wow.
That's weird. It's fun finding out which one of my coworkers listened to X96. Congratulations on the 8,000 episodes. Here's another one. Let's see. Oh, I want to do this one. Happy 8,000 episode. Ahoy hoy from Britain, Big Intern Cannon. Remember Brit?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it Brett? No,
Brit.
it's Brit. Or is it Brett? Brit.
Brit.
Yeah. I interned in the fall of 2005, and I believe I was in one of the first crop of interns for the Radio from Hell show. We were girl intern.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, those
Jessica.
were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drinky McIntern and Big Intern. I, of course, was Big Intern because, well, I have an ample frame. My main memories of my time there consist of Gina being great with child.
This happened periodically throughout the years.
And this is what this is the only thing people really remember about you. Yeah.
That's Drinky.
It says, along with her patented practice of remaining seated. Yeah, that's Drinky. And Carrie, Bill, and I going down to Kaboom Days.
Oh, yes.
Where we shot at exploding targets, and I felt like a man. And then, as he goes on to say, the biggest takeaway from my short time with Radio from Hell is I still consider you three my friends, even though we don't see each other much anymore. But I feel fortunate to have a personal connection to all of you. Someday, some way, Bill and I ended up on the same trip to trek down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Yeah, we did. We hiked down there.
Havasupai.
Yeah, Havasupai. And he goes on to talk about just a ton of stuff that he remembers from the show.
It was one of the first and last Kaboom Days. Because
it was the last Kaboom Day.
Because they wound up setting the side of the mountain on fire.
Not you. You guys didn't.
No, we didn't.
It was put on by the volunteer fire department, and it was a fundraiser for them. And they were shooting at the targets.
And the targets were rigged to explode if you hit them.
And
Does anyone have a memory where I'm not pregnant? I would like to hear a...
Yes, let me see. How about this one? In 2009, your testicle festival caught my attention.
Yes.
With 3 sons, I listened closely. A year later, my 44-year-old husband was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I called in to thank you for having had the testicle festival, as it raised my awareness of the condition and made it easier to talk about. To my surprise, I was put right on the air. It was a funny conversation and my first contact with Radio from Hell, but I had been listening for a while. In 2011, I met Gina on location at a local tire shop. She was pregnant. No, it doesn't say. I mentioned that I loved Radio from Hell and considered applying for the internship, but I was older and hesitant. This is from ShamWow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who I still see from time to time. She was a woman with kids, and she wanted to intern on the show. We said, sure, fine.
What testicle?
Says, I worked with Ryan Ireland, who was an editing wizard. I loved helping the three of you and learning about radio production. Perhaps what I most appreciate was the opportunity to meet your guests, especially Sister Dottie, who was so much like my exuberant, funny Spanish forked grandmother, whom Charles Lynn Frost actually knew. I still tear up when I think about Charles. Thank you for all the opportunities you've given me. Congratulations on 8,000 episodes. It really is something. Thank you for your professionalism and for showing up for 30 years. Insight, humor, generosity, all-around goodness. Haley, a.k.a. ShamWow.
Thanks, ShamWow.
That's really, really nice. Let's see. Oh, I heard from, where is it? This is Clayton.
He's in England, isn't he?
Yeah. Congratulations on let's get this thing over with for the 8,000th time.
Yep.
I remember it like yesterday, celebrating the 5,000th episode. On the sentimental note, it's been an honor to be a part of the group that are known as Friends of the Program. It was a pleasure to serve you as former intern Clayton. The community I have come to know through the three of you and the Radio from Hell program that makes you feel like hell in the morning has been the most wonderful aspect, some of the greatest of whom are no longer with us. Jeff Weiss, Punk, Carlin. He knew that he remembers those three fondly. Even across the pond, I think regularly about the informative and challenging conversations you've had about your lives and life in general. I laugh constantly about the laughs you've had on the air. I listen often to audio clips, best ofs that I've saved, some of which vainly are about myself as a. Dave the Flower Guy is here. He has survived his bike crashes, and the decision has been made to maybe park the bike and go for a jazzy, right, David?
Right.
Okay, all right. But you did get a helmet. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I did get a helmet.
Okay, good.
All right.
Dave, you ready to do Boner of the Week? We're running a little late, so let's move it. Here we go. Dave, pick out of these 5 candidates. Monday. Stop. We don't want to watch this. Oh, it's just the elementary school, little 4th grade kids, and they put on that Winnie the Pooh slasher movie for the kids to see, and it's not a wise choice.
No.
Number 2, from Tuesday, when publishers become censors, that's Scholastic Books, giving schools, offering them the option of not having any controversial books in their book fairs, and also trying to get their authors to censor their own books. Number 3, from Wednesday, there are certain things you should perhaps not say at certain times. A couple of different instances at Cornell and at Stanford, professors making comments about the Palestinians, particularly the jihad, and praising them. And, there are times when you leave that stuff alone. Number 4 from Thursday, Johnny Yates does not, I repeat, does not live here. It's a man who was being sought by the police, and so he thought, I know how I'm going to trick him. He put a big sign out in front of his house that said, Johnny Yates does not live here. Yes, he did, and the police got him. And then finally, the winner from today, good grief, Burgess Owens is fighting hard to win the title stupidest member of Congress. He claims that the Bible has been banned by the Supreme Court since 1963. Who's the winner, Dave?
Number 3.
Number 3, which is there are certain things you should not say at certain times.
Oh, good idea.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the promo and crawl towards the
I
exits.
need to find that.
I sent that one, Bill.
Okay, I just need to click on it. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. I have too many, all kinds of things open here all the time, and it's there we go.
All right, Mr. Popular.
That's it. While some freaks out there actually look forward. I'll start again. While some freaks out there actually look forward to the weekend, the majority of us wish we could just close our eyes and instantly be transported to Monday's Radio from Hell show.
It'll be well worth the anticipation for this jam-packed show, though, as at 7, either Amy Donaldson or Mr. Amy Donaldson will be here to talk about all of the sports.
After that, at 8 o'clock, Bill Frost will be here to tell us what's on TV. And if you need more excuses not to work at work, stay tuned for Geek News at 8:45.
And if you need to kill some time, we recommend saying the letters RFH over and over and over again as you wait for Monday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Remember who you are and what you stand for.
All right, Marcy is next.
X96.